calendar year. Natural progression from those first 2 games leaves you hopeful for a win today against the Yellow Jackets. Most likely the easiest competition Bowling Green will match against all of this week. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com, BG_FMSN on Twitter, and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure to tune in to all BG volleyball broadcasts this season, both at home, on the road, mainly on WBGU 88.1 FM, sometimes on Falcon Radio, both streaming on BGFalconMedia.com. The Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech, head coached by Brazilian Michel Collier, sits at the best record of any team in this Stacey Clark Invitational, 4-1. Their only loss, a loss yesterday to number 15 Kansas, but bested Purdue 2 days ago in the Boilermakers home opener. Kind of spoiled that night for the Boilermaker fans in 4-set matches both times. Even in that Purdue match, however, the feeling was less that Georgia Tech really earned a win and more that Purdue lost themselves the game, shooting themselves in the foot here and there, and that point being that the Boilermakers, statistically and visually, if you watch the game, you would have thought that the Boilermakers outplayed the Yellow Jackets, just not putting the points in the right order to come away with the match win, and inevitably ended up losing in 4 sets. But Georgia Tech did play a good, strong game against Purdue. Did lose yesterday to Kansas, who has stepped into that spot where they are probably the number 1 team in this Invitational. They play Purdue tonight at 7, so that's going to be a game to look out for all volleyball fans. Probably going to be one of the games of the week in NCAA volleyball as well. What we saw yesterday versus Kansas from Georgia Tech is an interesting substitution strategy from head coach Michel Collier, somewhat abandoning her better players as the match wore on, especially when Georgia Tech started to struggle a little bit later on in the match against Kansas. Thus, no Yellow Jackets had double-digit kills, but 5 had 6 kills or more. That spread 44 total kills for Georgia Tech throughout the match, around 9 different arms. There was a lot of different faces that the Yellow Jackets saw in the match yesterday. 2 of them were their setters, because Georgia Tech runs a 2-setter system. Eloise Suarez, the main setting option and probably their best setter, had the most assists yesterday. The junior setter is not present in the attacking, blocking, or serving game necessarily. She can have flashes here and there where she shows some decent attacking, shows some good blocking as well. She is a very solid defensive player, but essentially assists and defending is her main 2 responsibilities. That's Eloise Suarez, and her partner Sarah Toth is more of a serve target. Definitely a weaker defensive player, definitely a weaker setter than Suarez, but a better all-around player. She plays a little bit better offensively and on the defensive end as well. She is just a freshman, so I think when it gets down to Georgia Tech really needing some points, Eloise Suarez is going to be the main option for Georgia Tech, and I would imagine if Bowling Green puts up a decent fight that we're going to see Suarez throughout the majority of today's match. There have a lot of impact arms on the roster, especially at their outside position. They have 3 main arms that they can throw at any given time, and 1 right side that has some pretty good power. Those outsides start with Lamine Mimi Mambu. Mimi Mambu, more shoddy and smart. She likes to utilize the block a lot, playing on that left side, pushes it off the block, out of play in many different occasions. She is a little bit more experienced, less experienced, I should say, as just a freshman, but she plays with a little bit more veteranship than you would imagine from just a true freshman on this Georgia Tech roster. Another one is the right side, Larissa Mendez. Mendez, heavy arm, will swing through blocks, should be susceptible to good blocking, as she and a couple of times against Kansas just looked at the block and swung right through it. She just decided to use her heavy arm and try and get kills that way. A junior right side, Larissa Mendez, is a very strong player for this Georgia Tech team. Another one that's a very interesting and unique player is Atal Laboyo, the 6'6" outside hitter, a redshirt junior transfer from Texas A&M after this last season. Almost always shoots cross, but has the unique ability to hit over blockers. Saw it a couple times against Kansas. Definitely saw it a lot in the win against Purdue. That Laboyo just pretty much jumps over and reaches over the blockers on the other side of the net, and with that 6'6" frame, just puts it down past all the blockers between that front row and that back row. She's probably going to be the one to stop for Bowling Green, because if she starts utilizing that high hitting, starts swinging consistently, she's going to be nearly impossible to stop, and that makes it so important on the blockers of Bowling Green to be able to get in front of her, get high, and be able to stop her shots. That, or to pull their hands down, not block at all, and let Laboyo shoot high. You look to another outside hitter. This is the third outside hitter that we're probably going to see today. A lot of different options for this team from Georgia Tech. It's freshman outside hitter Naomi Despagne. Another heavy arm, similar to Larissa Mendez, playing on the left side instead of the right, but it has a very hard swing. Tends to swing through blocks as well. Just a freshman, not too experienced, not too shoddy. She doesn't like to get crafty with the way that she hits the volleyball, and she's probably just going to be gripping and ripping as much as she possibly can, which is good for Bowling Green and their strong blocking from yesterday. If they can replicate that, they'll be in good shape today. My favorite aspect, and probably the most stereotypical aspect of this Georgia Tech team, is their middle blockers. They have a true middle blocker 1 and they have a true middle blocker 2. Deandra Pierce is the main one, the grad student middle blocker. Very defensive, the best blocker on the team. Not really close, gets a lot of slowdowns, not too many stuffs, but she does slow down almost every ball that comes across her hands. She's in position a lot of the time, and she's everywhere. She can move from the left to the right so easily with very quick feet, and Deandra Pierce is somebody definitely to look forward to on the defensive blocking game for Georgia Tech. You also look to the more offensive middle, who just took a practice swing there, just looked up. Sophomore middle blocker Bianca Garibaldi out of Argentina. More offensive, uses both middle attacks and slides. The slide was a very useful weapon for Lindsay Miller, a middle blocker from Purdue yesterday, and Purdue's 5-set victory over Bowling Green. But Garibaldi is one of my favorite players on the team, if not my favorite player on the team, because she's one, the best athlete on the team. She fits in everywhere. She can play defensively. She can attack. She can block. She can set very well as well. She's got 4 assists on the season. She's also a pest. She seems to be everywhere. She's a frustrating presence for Purdue. She was a frustrating presence for Kansas. Couldn't really find a way to hit without her standing right there. She's a player that's going to be an impact player for Georgia Tech, I would imagine. She's high energy, high motor, arguably their best player, and very important for Bowling Green to be able to limit her as much as possible to try and get a victory today against Georgia Tech. You look toward Bowling Green in their match yesterday against Purdue, and it was a heck of a match. I know on the bus ride home, some of the Falcons were a little bit upset that they weren't able to come away with a win. Almost the first words to me from Chelsea Carter before we had our post-game interview on WBGU 88.1 FM on this station, which we should have one here today as well. If time permits, we have some programs going on after us. However, first thing she said to me was we should have won that match, which against the number 17 team in the nation is pretty high praise for Chelsea Carter, to the talent of this team, but also that there's a lot of room for growth on this Bowling Green roster. The good points about yesterday against Purdue, their blocking was elite. They had 11 total blocks. That didn't look too good on the stat sheet, but if you look at when the majority of Purdue's blocks came, it was late in the match, in the late 4th and 5th set. Bowling Green absolutely stunned Purdue through the first 3 sets, and especially in the 2nd and the 4th sets that Bowling Green won. The blocking was what led them to that point and limited the offense of Purdue, and that was a very nice thing to see from Bowling Green, getting back to their blocking roots that were so strong last season. They also had very strong serves, which paid dividend late in the match in the 4th and the 5th set. Actually, when Bowling Green was coming back in the 4th set, down 7 at one point, ended up winning 28-26. It was Lauren Hovey and Sydney Hernandez. Hernandez with 2 aces in that set. Lauren Hovey with 2 and very timely ones as well. Had one in the 5th set as well. That serving struggled for the first 3, and that 4th and the 5th opened up a little bit, found the floor a little bit more, and that was a very strong portion of Bowling Green's match yesterday. Not serving elite yet. They did have a lot of errors, but the aggressive serving was something that the Falcons looked at as a win yesterday in the way that they served the volleyball. And also attack efficiency. As you may know, I'm a big proponent of attack efficiency and blocking. Well, the blocking was good yesterday. The attack efficiency for Bowling Green, while still below Purdue's, understandably, because Purdue won the match, was even with Purdue until that 5th set that Purdue ended up winning 15-7, I believe, was the final score in that 5th set. But until that 5th set, Bowling Green was pretty even with Purdue and actually swung back and forth with Purdue many times. And you look to the main swinger for Bowling Green, which was right side Lauren Hovey. The senior had 30 kills yesterday and a double-double with her 11 digs, 3 aces. She was only 2 off of tying her career high in kills, which is 32. That's her first 20-plus kill and first 30-plus kill match of the season, both for herself individually and for Bowling Green as well. She was amazing yesterday, and the important thing about that is that the Yellow Jackets, and Georgia Tech are going to know that, and they're going to be trying to shut down Lauren Hovey as much as they can, because she took a lot of swings yesterday, which can wear down on her body, but at least now that they know that Lauren Hovey can do it. It's going to make it important to establish that left side for Bowling Green and establish the middle blockers early offensively. Open up the floor for Lauren Hovey and make a bunch of different options for Georgia Tech to worry about. Ava Buttlemeyer is one that we need to keep mentioning until she stops playing so well. She was playing on the left side yesterday, actually second on Bowling Green in kills after her first set being played in the third set against Kansas 2 days ago. She ended up playing all 5 sets yesterday, got 12 kills on 33 attempts, 6 errors, 1 total block. She took better swings than only 12 kills shows, but she was still second on the team, beat out Adita Vaswacek, who actually did not play. Buttlemeyer has done that well, that she's earned her spot over Adita Vaswacek, the redshirt sophomore, and then also earned her way to playing more than Avery Hobson, and actually had 2 more kills than Hobson yesterday, who also had a pretty good game, just not as good as the true freshman, Ava Buttlemeyer. Yellow Jackets are very quick to sub. We mentioned that before. So Bowling Green's strategy today, as should be most matches, is to be getting ahead, keeping the serve. And not only should that put the pressure on Georgia Tech and make them make plays, but it should also get lesser or colder players in the match. That was something that Michelle Collier, in her 12th season as the head coach of Georgia Tech, that was something she does a lot and did yesterday against Kansas, did against Purdue as well. She used almost the entire team. 9 players, I mentioned, recorded kills yesterday for Georgia Tech. She likes to get new players in the match, get some new looks, but that's good for Bowling Green, and getting the more talented players that maybe aren't playing so well out of the match, getting some less talented players in, and Bowling Green taking advantage of some lack of defense and as well as some offensive efficiency. Another word that Chelsea Carter used in the pre-game scout today was relentless, but she also used the word simple. Defensively balanced and aware, keep it simple as much as possible. You come into these matches, these 3 Power 4 opponents, and you think, well, they're really going to mash. We got to step up. We got to make a play on our heels maybe a little bit, give us time to react. When they were playing simple yesterday, they were playing the strongest defense that they have played all season, which is only 4 games, I will admit, but 5 matches now, I should say, but that was the best that they have played all season by far, and actually, took the number 17 in the nation to 5 sets, so they did something right, and that stemmed from that defense being balanced and simple and very strong, especially Avery Anders and Sydney Hernandez. Hernandez, the libero, Avery Anders, who did not start, wasn't actually the first 2 subs off of the bench, but was the best defensive specialist. So Belle Laube served a lot. Olivia Brown played the first 2 sets and then went out for Anders, and Anders played the final 3 with some pretty strong performance as well. Had 4 digs and 2 aces. Avery Anders did. Bowling Green's also going to try and win their long rallies. Yesterday it seemed like they forced a lot of long rallies, but Purdue ended up coming away with the wins, and that was mainly because they had some very talented arms, including Kenna Woolard, who ended up with 19 kills on the match. 4 players for Purdue with double-digit kills. Bowling Green did as much as they could to stop it, but they're just too high-powered, and the Falcons couldn't get enough blocking in place. Winning long rallies is going to be big for them, especially confidence-wise, but Alex Del Piombo before the match said that they can do it. They can win the long rallies, but they're going to mash when they're going to be given the opportunity, and that's going to be big for Bowling Green, taking advantage of the opportunities, and in those long rallies, make sure you win them, and Georgia Tech can't come away with points in long rallies today. Impact players for both sides. Bowling Green, we're going to look to the outside in either Ava Buttlemeyer or Avery Hobson. I think it's going to be Hobson today. Georgia Tech's going to be looking for Lauren Hovey on that right side, and I think it's going to be important to establish that left side and the middle as well, but Avery Hobson had a pretty good match yesterday, very efficient hitting match. She's good defensively, but she's also good offensively, and looking for her to bang some balls today. We look over to the Georgia Tech side, and looking around the roster, I think the big impact player is going to be Ital Lapoyo. Bowling Green was able to shut down the 6'7" Jovana Zelenovic, I'm sorry, I was trying to recall her name, of Kansas, 6'7", very tall right side. Ital Lapoyo plays on the left side. She's 6'6", likes to hit over blockers, but I think Bowling Green's blocking was strong yesterday, and they're going to be smart and play her right today. But Lapoyo could still have a very good match, come out and really stunt the Falcons if Bowling Green does not have an answer. Starting lineups are in. Bowling Green still chasing their first ranked win since August of 2013. The David and Goliath battles continue for the Falcons next on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics, only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media takes pictures for nearly all BGSU and Bowling Green related events throughout the year. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to check out thousands of photos and all the content.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
For the second straight year, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS to broadcast Falcon men's and women's soccer matches. Tune into WBGU PBS YouTube's live streams to hear Lucas Kleinmeyer, Henry Costco, and other Falcon Media Sports Network talent on the call.
Falcon Volleyball travels to the Windy City to battle Indiana in the Loyola Invitational on Thursday, September 11th. Tune into Falcon Media Sports Network's Andrew Smith at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here in the Holloway Gymnasium in West Lafayette, Indiana, the final match of the week for Bowling Green against three ranked opponents, number 15 Kansas, number 17 Purdue, and then today, number 23 Georgia Tech. The Falcons and the Yellow Jackets have their starting lineups in. We'll start with the visiting Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. A 6'1" grad student playing middle blocker today, Deandra Pierce, number 1. The libero, Sophia Velez, this 5'4" senior out of Tulua, Columbia, one of the many foreign players on this Georgia Tech roster. Bianca Garibaldi, the middle blocker, a 5'11" sophomore wearing number 5. Anika Groom, the outside hitter, a freshman standing at 6'1" and wearing number 6. Larissa Mendez, playing right side, the 6'2" junior wearing number 11. Eloise Suarez, the setter, at 5'11", junior, and Mimi Mambu, Lamine her first name, Mimi Mambu, is an outside hitter standing at 6 foot and a freshman out of Cantilly, Virginia. Your Bowling Green State University Falcons libero Sydney Hernandez, Avery Anders, another defensive specialist for Bowling Green in the starting lineup today. Avery Hobson will play the left side, Lauren Hovey the right side, Amanda Otten, Bowling Green setter, Helen Wilford in the middle, and making her first start and first set appearance this season is Jessica Andrews in the starting lineup, playing in the 2025 World Championships with Team Canada in Thailand. Just got back 2 days ago, didn't play in either the Kansas or the Purdue match, and now will play against Georgia Tech today. Immediately steps off the court for Sydney Hernandez, but gets the start in her stat line. Bowling Green wearing their white jerseys, Sydney Hernandez wearing orange, the libero for Bowling Green, and Georgia Tech wearing their all blue uniforms with Sofia Velez wearing her white jersey. Number 13, the setter, Eloise Suarez, to serve for Georgia Tech. Serving from the right side of the court, on the far side of the court from where we're looking right now. Anders digs it out. Otten sets back. Lauren Hovey, 30 kills yesterday and gets one right off the bat. That's a quick one for Bowling Green, and that's what we saw early yesterday was a lot of attack efficiency for Bowling Green. One bump, one set, one swing, and one kill. That's what you like to see for Bowling Green. Buttlemeyer in the game after the first point, and for Avery Anders, who was playing the back row. Hobson with a very nice serve. Eloise Suarez sets it up. Hernandez keeps up the attack from Mendez. Attack from Buttlemeyer. Looks to go high off the hands. The hands are pulled down, and he goes out of play. That's going to be something for Buttlemeyer to work through as just a freshman. As yesterday she was so good at going off the block. That's where a lot of her 12 kills came from. And now she's got to figure out how to adjust to that, as Georgia Tech also understands and is going to be pulling those hands on Buttlemeyer. Digging it out, bump set Buttlemeyer to Hovey. Hovey down the line, kept up by Velez very nicely. Mendez will just dump it over from the right side. Now Otten to the middle. Wilford off of Otten's hand and out of play. A good block there by Georgia Tech. Take a 2-1 lead. There you see Bowling Green already giving 2 swings to Lauren Hovey, 1 swing to Helen Wilford, trying to establish those middles early. Hobson with a reception error, and an ace goes to Georgia Tech. Mimi Mambu, number 12 for Georgia Tech. Serves Hernandez now. Otten set to the middle. Wilford, pancake play by Mambu to dig it out. Now takes a rip on the third touch. Otten to Hernandez. Across to Hovey. They're going to Hovey a lot early. Velez keeps it up on the first touch off the block. Otten bump. Hernandez bumps set to Buttlemeyer. Buttlemeyer takes a step into the center of the court from the left side, but can't get her attack to land. Mendez is dug out by Otten. Hobson bump set and a dump play from Bowling Green. Mendez to the middle. Suarez sets back. Mendez whistle blows. Bowling Green gets the point. Looked like Mendez was attacking from behind the 3-meter line, possibly. Took too many steps in. (3-2) Georgia Tech leads. Mambu digs it out, kinda, but into her own bench. It's retrievable for Georgia Tech, and they dump it away. Otten to the middle. Andrews, first kill of the season for the Falcon senior middle blocker. That's a good feeling for Bowling Green players, as well as the coaching staff, as well as Jess getting her first kill of the season after playing very difficult competition in the World Championships. Block attempt there from Bowling Green, but Georgia Tech keeps it up on the rebound. This attempt goes high and long from Anika Groom. Groom, a freshman outside hitter, starting today. A couple of outside hitters that we could see today. Ital Lapoyo is one of them, a transfer from Texas A&M, 6'6". Very unique frame. Another one, Naomi Despagna, another freshman outside hitter with a very powerful swing. But Anika Groom in the game for Georgia Tech, probably because of more of her shotiness. She's not necessarily shoddy, not necessarily a powerful swinger, a little bit of both, and very efficient. Garibaldi serves, middle blocker for Georgia Tech. Buttlemeyer with a swing, off the block, out of play. Ava Buttlemeyer, her first kill of the match. Lauren Hovey goes back to serve, right side of the court. Already Bowling Green 3 kills on 10 total swings, 2 errors. But Georgia Tech only has 1 kill on their 7 swings. Hovey puts it on the back rail. Service ace for Lauren Hovey. Clutch time services last night brought her up to 9 on the season. Now that was her 10th and the first for Bowling Green. Serves another one, a very nice one, drops down at the last second. Suarez to Mendez on the right side, puts it long and wide of the line to gain. Tried to go cross, shot that back right corner. Didn't get it to land, and the Falcons lead by 3. Hovey there, serves Mimi Mambu, but it's cut off by Velez, the defensive specialist, and libero. Now Buttlemeyer, attack from the middle, pushes it into the middle of the court. Ava Buttlemeyer leads the Falcons in kills with 2. Gives Bowling Green a 4-point lead now early in the first set. So a little bit out of system there from Georgia Tech, and it was mainly because of Sophia Velez stepping in front of Mimi Mambu on that back row. Mambu's gonna make the dig. A service target is targeted again. Now it's Annika Groom that pulls it out. Hernandez keeps it alive. Dump play from Bowling Green on a nice diving play by Hovey to keep it alive. Now a swing kept up in the air. Bowling Green still out of system. Hovey, a former setter, sets it to Buttlemeyer off the block, and a good reject by Mendez from Georgia Tech. That was a very powerful swing that came from the Falcons, especially considering that they were in a flurry out of system that entire point. Now still lead by 3, but gives the serve back to Georgia Tech. Sarah Toth in the game now to serve. 2-setter system here for Georgia Tech. We're seeing the second setter here. Her serve won't land. Buttlemeyer, rip, cross court, got it just behind the 3-meter line. Beautiful pound there from Ava Buttlemeyer, who leads Bowling Green with 3 total kills on her 6 attempts. Anders serves for Bowling Green. Velez to Mambo, and a dump play over from Georgia Tech. Otten goes for the direct kill on the first touch. Now keeps it in the air on the return. Hobson tries to go off the hands, but a good pull down from the blockers from Georgia Tech. Interesting aspect on the floor now for Georgia Tech. The tallest player is Ital Lapoyo, 6'6". The next tallest is Deandra Pierce, who's listed as 6'1", probably more 5'11" tops. Pierce knocks it over. Whistle blows, touch the net. Bowling Green's going to get the point. Still leads by 4, 10-6. Laube in for Andrews. Hernandez out for Wilford. Laube will go back to serve for Bowling Green, left side of the court. Two blocks already for Georgia Tech, none for Bowling Green. And there's one. Amanda Otten. Mambu took a mammoth swing from that left side on the first swing of the point. And Amanda Otten with a solo block. Third on the team in blocking this season. Williams and Wilford both tied at 21. Amanda Otten coming into today at 16. There from the middle, Deandra Pierce goes off the block and out of play. A nice strong swing there from the middle blocker. I haven't seen anything so far from Bianca Garibaldi, whom is one of my favorite players on the Georgia Tech roster. True athlete, versatile. She's a pest for the opponent. Kind of player that you want on your team, not on the other team. Wilford a strike over the middle. Now Lapoyo with a big 6-6 rip, but off the block. Tries to go above the block again, but Otten keeps it up. Hernandez bump set. Hobson left side, cross court up by Velez. Now Otten back sets, reverses field. Hovey has a seam, puts it down back rail. 12-7, Bowling Green leads 5. Hovey with 2 kills now, the only kills on the floor for Bowling Green. Mambu digs it out, not a strong one. That's why Bowling Green's been targeting her with their serves. Lapoyo with a rip. Otten can't dig it out. That's a very tough one with only one blocker there, and Ita Lapoyo with a nice 6'6" swing. Almost impossible to stop even if you do have 2 blockers there, but if you only have 1, she's got too much space to work with, too much vision being up so high. 6'6" and can jump is a lethal combination. Hovey, automatic. From the right side, Lauren Hovey, her 3rd kill of the match. Buttlemeyer back in, and the 2 leaders for Bowling Green, and in the match, 3 kills apiece, both on the right and the left. BG looking strong so far. Velez digs it out. Back to Mambu. Mambu from the right side now. Can't get it to land. Hovey gets blocked. There's Bianca Garibaldi making her first appearance. Argentina native transfer from Pittsburgh after last season, in her first season with Georgia Tech. Helen Wilford with the swing, hits the net on her way down. Makes mistakes here and there with that. To get that force, has to come down with the hand. Doesn't control it that well. Jessica Andrews gets her first kill, and then has not entered the game since. Kendall Williams hasn't made an appearance yet either. Off the block, out of play. Another good swing. 14-10 now, Bowling Green with the lead. Hernandez serves from the left backside of the court and topples it into the net. So 3-point lead for Bowling Green. Led Purdue yesterday in their match in the first set. Had a fair amount of leads in those 2 matches as well. Garibaldi tapes her serve, and it won't make it over the net. Timeout. Called at 15 points halfway through the first set. Bowling Green leads by 4 over the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On Thursday, August 29th, BGSU football faced Lafayette at Doyle L. Perry Stadium and started off with a 26-7 victory. Special teams shined with junior kicker Jackson Cleather earning MAC Special Teams Player of the Week, as he made all 4 field goals and contributed 14 of the 26 points for the Falcons. The longest kick was a 56-yarder that is tied for second longest in school history and is the longest since 1995. Cleather made his comeback after he played just 6 games last year before suffering a season-ending injury. His kick was also the second longest of Week 1 of the college football season. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
WBGU 88.1 FM, the home of live Falcon volleyball coverage.
Gymnasium in West Lafayette, Indiana, 15-11. Bowling Green leads at the media timeout halfway through the first set. Loss in 4 set to number 15 Kansas. 5-set loss to Purdue yesterday, a very tough one. Pushed it to 5 sets against the Boilermakers, but couldn't come away with the win, and now they try against maybe the easier competition of the weekend in Georgia Tech. Garibaldi digs it out. Eloise Suarez sets it up. Hernandez can't make the dig on the back end of the play. Narrows it up to a 3-point lead for Bowling Green. Nice free swing there from Mendez. Very heavy arm, probably the most powerful arm on this Georgia Tech roster. And she will pound it almost every time. Her and Naomi Despagna, who we have not seen yet. Both are very similar in that way, playing on the left and the right. Very heavy arms. Jessica Andrews making an appearance off the block down into the net. 16-12 on Jessica Andrews' second swing, second kill. I think by the end of the season, we're going to look back on what Bowling Green did in their first 5 matches and think, wow, they did all that without their number 1 middle blocker, Jessica Andrews. Tips this one over. Miscommunication with Otten. Garibaldi down the line, wide, and missed. 17-12. Another point. Garibaldi with a good swing there, and a timeout taken by Georgia Tech. They want to sort something out. They trail by 5, 17-12. We'll stick with you. 1 kill for 4 swingers from Georgia Tech. That's Deandra Pierce, who had her kill a while ago. Bianca Garibaldi, who's just getting more activated into the game, but she's 1 for 1. Larissa Mendez, 1 kill on 6 total attempts. Utah Lapoyo, 1 kill on 2 total attempts. Annika Groom, who started actually and is not a normal starter for Georgia Tech, was on the radar of Bowling Green, but not as a starter. Thought they would see her the next couple of in. It's Naomi Despagna, who they assumed they were going to see. Didn't end up mattering. Annika Groom with 4 swings, 2 errors, and a negative .500 hitting percentage for her. Did have 2 digs and a block, so still contributing somewhat. But when you don't have any offense from your left side, not too much you can do there. They do run a 6-2 offense, meaning they run 2 setters, meaning they also normally have 3 pin hitters on the floor at a time, like Bowling Green does some of the time. So she could make appearance back into the game, but she's going to take a breather here. Actually is back in the game now after that timeout. Ava Buttlemeyer leads all attackers with 4 kills. Lauren Hovey has 3 on the same amount of attempts as Buttlemeyer. And Jessica Andrews has 2 kills on her 3 total attacks now. 8 assists for Amanda Otten, 2 apiece for Sarah Toth and Eloise Suarez for Georgia Tech. 5 digs for Amanda Otten as well. Get a double-double in the second set if she keeps going on this pace. Ital Lampoyo from the left side knocks it down. There's that 6-6 frame for the second time now. If you're not on time with her, it's going to be a tall order for you to get a good block off. You almost have to get lucky. Groom the serve. Anders digs it out. Perfect to Otten. Otten to Hobson. Left side off of Groom, back row and out of play. Through the first 4 matches, almost exclusively shot cross court. That one kind of in between, but shot a gap between the defenders. More toward the left side of the Falcon court, down the line, through the seam. Very nice attack by Hobson. She's keeping defenders honest over the last 2 matches, which is very nice to see from the Falcon pin. Lampoyo blocked by Hobson, kept up by Velez nicely. Mambu with an attack. Lauby steps up to make the play. Otten to Hobson. Hobson cross court. Velez keeps it up. Mambu, the bump set across to Lampoyo, and they're going to dump it over. Anders to Otten. Otten toward the right side. Dumps it into the middle. Amanda Otten with her first kill of the game. There's a very strong back team we're seeing right now. Very strong team in general. leading the number 23 team in the nation 19-13. Hovey to Otten. Otten inside the 3-meter line. Hobson down the line. Got it. 20-13 Bowling Green leading the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech. Laube serves left side of the court. Velez can't make the play. Second touch made by Sarah Toth, the setter in the match. And now Michelle Collier of Georgia Tech is going to have to call her second timeout. 21-13. Bowling Green leads by 8 here in the first set. You're listening to BGSU Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
This is BGSU volleyball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM from the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Ace for Belle Laube off of a rare reception error from libero Sophia Velez of Georgia Tech. Actually wrote on my spot sheet here, avoid her. You don't want to hit at her. She was very strong against Kansas and Purdue. Took a reception error there. Belle Laube gives the point back with a service error the other way. But Bowling Green still with a 21-14 lead here late in the first set. Hernandez back in the game. Hernandez and Anders manning the back line with Avery Hobson, another very strong defensive player, and Lauren Hovey, another very strong defensive player. Otten and Wilford on the front row. Otten gets the set. Hobson gets a swing, puts it down. Avery Hobson. Third kill for Hobson on her sixth swing. Otten tumbles it in. Groom digs it out. Toth sets Lapoyo. Wilford just a step too far away from the net. Looked to make that block, but it fell down on her feet. Just couldn't reach over enough. The other issue is with the 6'6" frame of Lapoyo that we're going to keep harping on. You reach over the net at all, you're giving up a little bit of height. And you need all the height that you can get when she's been known to swing over blockers. Anders to Otten. Otten to the middle. Wilford, a little shoddy attack, but won't land. Now this one tumbles into the middle. A nice shoddy swing by Larissa Mendez. Very rare that you see that from the junior out of Brazil. But she tumbles it in for the 16th point for Georgia Tech. Now trailing 6. Bowling Green 22. Georgia Tech 16. Eloise Suarez back in the game at setter. Sets Hobson. Hobson kept up in the air by Suarez. Bump set Garibaldi. Hovey wins the joust at the net. Kept up by Georgia Tech, but they're going to have to dump it over in the third touch. Otten to Hobson. Hobson rejected by Larissa Mendez. Hobson, who's been given free range to swing, just shut down by Mendez on a solo block. Nobody even standing to her left. Suarez back to serve again. Mendez is a scary blocker, the second best blocker on the team aside from the middles. Hobson gets her revenge there. 23-17. They are putting no blockers on Avery Hobson, and aside from that solo block a second ago by Mendez, she's been getting free range to swing at will. Buttlemeyer in the game now as well, so you have 4 possible hitters for Bowling Green. Serve goes long, so Hobson will play the back row. This is the advantage of Avery Hobson being on the team as opposed to Mia Tyler of last season. Tyler may be a little bit better of a swinger, but Hobson a better defensive player. Digs this one out. Otten from the 3-meter line to Hovey. Hovey off the block, out of play. A nice swing by Lauren Hovey to get Bowling Green set point in the first. Jessica Andrews back in the game. Can she get the dagger? 2 kills on 3 swings. Hernandez, left side of the court, dug out by Mambu. To Mendez. Mendez goes off the block. That's back-to-back shot attempts by Mendez. For somebody that on the scouting report is a hard swinger and gonna pound. She's a junior with some experience, 6'2" as well. Got good view of the court. Still set point, 24-19. Garibaldi serves Hernandez to Otten. Perfect. Andrews can't get it to land. Now to Mendez again. 2 blockers. Rejected! Jess Andrews, welcome back. 25-19, the final of the first set. Bowling Green leads number 23, Georgia Tech, 1-0 here in the Galloway Gymnasium. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games.
Hi, my name is Belle Abbey from BGSU Volleyball, and these are my Falcon 4 favorite movies. Number 1 is Shrek, because it's iconic. Love Actually, great rom-com. Step Brothers, also iconic. And Princess Bride.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces weekly short-form and long-form social media pieces for in-season sports all year long. Make sure to check out at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and at BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to view the content.
Ben Korak, Andrew Smith, and the Falcon Media Sports Network crew covering the Falcon volleyball team.
Bowling Green leading Georgia Tech 1-0 after the first set here in the Holloway Gymnasium. West Lafayette at the home of Purdue volleyball. Falcons lost to Purdue in a gritty 5-set match. They played well against Kansas, lost in 4 sets. Played very well against Purdue, got much better, lost in 5 sets. Progression leads you to hopefully a W today over number 23 Georgia Tech, which would be their first ranked win since 2013 against BYU in only the second season of Daniela Tomich's tenure at Bowling Green. Alex Del Piombo can do that feat in only her first weekend officially with the team here in 2025. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Be sure to go to bgfalconmedia.com and BG_FMSN on Twitter and BG Falcon Media on both Instagram and Facebook for all BGSU sports news and updates, as well as tuning in to the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. Panel of Falcon Media Sports Network analysts will talk everything going on in Bowling Green athletics. If you are in town, I recommend that you go to the Bowling Green men's soccer match tonight at 7 at Cochran Field. Bowling Green versus Michigan State. That should be a very big match for the Falcons of being able to get a win. They have this game and then Kentucky coming up, I believe, in the next couple of days. Don't remember exactly when Kentucky is, but it's a big stretch for the Falcons, who lost just 1-0 to U of M in Ann Arbor just a little bit ago. So make sure to come down to Cochran tonight to watch that Bowling Green men's soccer game against Michigan State. If you can't, however, come in to watch, to watch in person, you can watch on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel. Lucas Kleimeyer and Henry Costco, I believe, will have the call for the Falcon Media Sports Network. And again, should be a very fun match and a very telling one for how the rest of the season is going to go for Bowling Green men's soccer. Bowling Green volleyball sitting in a good place right now. Out-hit Georgia Tech, 15 kills to only 8 for the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech. More assists for Bowling Green, 15 assists on BG's 15 kills. Efficiency right there. 2 aces for the Falcons, leads 1 less dig and 2 less blocks, but Bowling Green's offense has got a 75% side-out percentage. Impressive ability to turn the ball over. Suarez to Mambu. Mambu puts it on the line, cross court. A beautiful start for the Ramblin' Wreck. For anybody that doesn't know why Georgia Tech's called the Ramblin' Wreck, school's first mechanical mascot was a 1930 Ford Model A that was nicknamed the Ramblin' Wreck, and now, because of Georgia Tech's engineering program, the entire student body is being referred to as the Ramblin' Wreck. A pretty cool tradition for Georgia Tech, and rhymes very well. The Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech. How much better can you possibly get? Avery Hobson gets her 5th kill of the match, now leads Bowling Green and the match in general. Mendez dug out by Hobson. Buttlemeyer, bump set, perfect. Hovey looks to go off the block, but the hands were pulled down. Larissa Mendez. I'm sorry, that was Liv Mogridge in the game now, a middle blocker. In for Deandra Pierce, who affected the game very little in her time. Had 1 kill, and that's pretty much about it. Garibaldi with an attack. Now Buttlemeyer. Buttlemeyer off the block. Double touch from Bowling Green. Point goes back to Georgia Tech. They lead 3-1. Buttlemeyer a little bit caught up there. Ball in too tight with her on the right side. Liv Mogridge, 6'4" senior out of Lutz, Florida, transfer from North Carolina after the 2022 season. Has played 3 seasons. This is her 3rd season with Georgia Tech. There's a big swing and a big kill for Lauren Hovey on the right side. Puts it in front of Mogridge on the back row. So now already we've seen 3 middle blockers, 4 outside hitters, a couple of them taking swings from the right side as well. And the only consistent player has been Larissa Mendez and her presence on the right side. End of the game now for Mendez is Sarah Toth, who's going to go back to serve. Anna Bosey also in the game for Georgia Tech. And so is Naomi Despagna. Buttlemeyer digs it out. Otten set to the middle. Hobson tries to tumble it in. A good play by Velez to keep it alive. Despagna looks to go off the hands, but sends it long. 4-3. Bowling Green trails only 1. "12 players already used for Georgia Tech, only 9 for the Falcons." Oh, what a serve by Lauren Hovey. Despagna and Velez just looked at each other. Hovey found the seam and put it about 3 inches from that back row. She'll try it again here. Velez takes a step into that spot, digs it out. Buttlemeyer reaches over the net on the overpass, shoves it back down. 5-4, Bowling Green leads now. Hovey with the serve again. Back-to-back serves that resulted in a point directly. One ace, one on an overpass. Despagna digs it out, barely. An attack by Bozy won't land. Velez keeps it up. Bowling Green has to dump it over. Bozy, another one into Andrews. Shoves it back down on the block. 6-4, Bowling Green. Jess Andrews now with 2 total blocks, 2 kills. No better way to say I'm back. Hovey serves again. Nice one to Despagna. Overpass. Otten. Hovey is shredding this back row of Georgia Tech. Eloise Suarez back in. Daniela Tanzi making her first appearance. She's in the match to play the back row. And this is where Michelle Collier's quick subbing comes into play. Very quick to pull off, get some new faces in. That's what we're seeing here. 3 out of the 6 players on the floor for Georgia Tech are not starters. Good play by Suarez, a lucky one. Poke it over the block of Buttlemeyer. Barely falls in. Hobson looked like she was going to make a run, and a leaping attack from the middle of the court. And that's just caught a couple of steps back. Despagna to Buttlemeyer. Otten set from the middle. Jess on the slide. Andrews gets the kill. Five kills on 8 attempts for Bowling Green in the second set. 19 kills on 43 attacks. And a .233 hitting percentage from Bowling Green on the day. Anders with a good serve, but it floats a little bit high and long at the back line. Another point goes back to Georgia Tech, still within 2. Sophia Velez, Tolua, Columbia native, the senior, played at Trinity Valley Community College in 2022 and 2023 before transferring to Georgia Tech. Anders to Hobson. Hobson blocked. Diving play by Anders to keep the ball alive. Hovey is rejected on the middle by Liv Mogridge. Three kills apiece for Larissa Mendez and Ital Lapoyo from Georgia Tech. Bowling Green with 15 kills from 3 players, Buttlemeyer, Hobson, and Hovey. The big 3 all tied at 5 kills apiece. Mambu with an attack is long. The point goes to Bowling Green. 10-6, the Falcons lead. Bell Laube serves Despagna. Suarez diving play to keep it alive. Despagna dumps it over. Bell Laube to Otten. Otten to Hobson. Hobson! And they said one of the blockers, I think, hit the pin, possibly. Point went to Bowling Green, 11-6. No challenge coming from Collier. The bench of Georgia Tech wanted a call. And if you're Georgia Tech right now, you want to look for anything you can. There's the good stuff by Mimi Mambu. Puts it past a couple of defensive specialists on the back row of Bowling Green. You have to get everything you can if you're Georgia Tech. You're trailing 4, down a set in the second set to an unranked MAC team. Some substitutions being made. Hernandez, Anders, and Hobson in the back row with Hovey back there as well. and Wilford and Otten. Serve from Suarez falls down off the tape. Didn't even cross the net. Second service error of the match for Georgia Tech. Only one ace. Bowling Green's got 3 aces to 5 errors. It's kind of how it is a lot of the time for Bowling Green, but they'll take the risk with the reward of the aggressive serving. Suarez keeps up on an overpass block. Hovey, bump, set Otten. Attack Hobson. The whistle blows, and somebody hit the net from Georgia Tech. The point goes to Bowling Green. 6-point lead for Bowling Green over Georgia Tech as Michelle Collier calls a timeout for the Yellow Jackets. Bowling Green with lead in sets, a lead in this set as well. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The IRS is urging people to beware of ads that promise big money by claiming the Employee Retention Tax Credit. This is a real tax credit that helps businesses that were affected by the pandemic, but scammers are telling people they qualify when they don't. The scammer takes a fee and your personal information. If you're not eligible for the credit, getting conned by this could cost you a lot. The IRS doesn't want that to happen to you, so check the official information at irs.gov/ERC.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now back to more Falcon volleyball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM.
13-7, Bowling Green leads Georgia Tech after a set and about a half of play here in the Holloway Gymnasium, the home of Purdue volleyball, the Stacey Clark Invitational. No 3-set sweeps, only one 5-set match, and that was Bowling Green against Purdue yesterday. They put up the best fight anybody has against the winning opponent this weekend, or this week, I should say. Mendez gets blocked. Despania keeps it up for Georgia Tech. They get another swing. Mambu kept up by Hobson. Now to Hovey. Hovey knocks it down off of Despania, off of the face of Suarez. Thundering strike by Lauren Hovey. 7-point lead for the Falcons. Hovey, that's her 7th kill of the match. Avery Hobson also has 7, and Ava Buttlemeyer has been a little quiet recently, but still with 5 kills. Serve long and wide. Amanda Otten misses her serve. That's the 6th service error of the match for Bowling Green. Now leading in digs, 17-16. Still trailing in blocks by 1, leading in kills by 13 total, and about 200 points, 230 points of hitting percentage. Good block there by Mendez and Mogridge. Georgia Tech trying to get some energy back in their side of the court. 14-9, Bowling Green leads 5. Mambu, her serve is off the tape and long. That's actually more impressive than getting an ace, is to tape it and for it to bump up and long in the back line. Good read by Sydney Hernandez, too, to read it off the tape. Hobson serves right side of the court. Despania has to set it up. Suarez with another set. Mendez goes off the side of the hands of Buttlemeyer and out of play. Liv Mogridge, a senior. 477 kills in her career. 1 year with North Carolina, 3 counting this season with Georgia Tech. Hovey off the block, down in front of Despania. Despania was left alone on the block there against Lauren Hovey, and one-on-ones are already difficult, much less when you have a 5th-level blocker on the team. 4 blockers ahead of Despania. Hovey tips it over, but doesn't clear the net. Falls in on the Georgia Tech side. You see, even on that play there where they took a point, was not necessarily earned, but they took a point. Not too much hype coming from the Yellow Jackets. They're looking to just simply battle back into this, trailing by 5. On, back to Hovey, off the block and down. Bozy and Despagna on that side again, getting ate up by the Falcon right side. 11 kills now. On 18 total attempts in this set for Bowling Green. Hovey serves, Velez dives, lets it go long. What a play by Sofia Velez. Took the wind out of her a little bit, it looks like, but she hit the deck to try and avoid touching that. Coming into the match, Annika Groom. Mentioned midway through the first set. No kills, 2 errors, 4 total attacks for Groom. Now coming in midway through the second set. No errors, 2 kills, 4 total attacks for Groom, and she adds a service error to that as well. She was a starter for Georgia Tech. Despagna, Lapoyo, 2 hitters that have played quite a bit so far in this match, did not start. Mimi Mambu has also started, but she's played quite a bit. Digging it out is Tansy, the defensive specialist for Georgia Tech. Looking to go off the block is Mimi Mambu, but she missed. Bowling Green has not only been strong with their blocks straight up, especially limiting Lapoyo as much as possible, but they've also done a good job at pulling their hands and allowing attackers that they know go off the block, like Mambu, to miss long. Now in the game, Anna Fedorovitz. Fedorovitz has not played yet this season, making her first appearance in a match for Georgia Tech. Serve goes long. So Bowling Green gives the point back, 19-13. BG was the first to 20 and the last set, first to 20 a couple of times in the Purdue match as well. Hobson to Otten. Otten from the middle. Andrews on the slide. Catches the line. Gets a kill. Jessica Andrews with her 4th. Collier, head coach of Georgia Tech, in her 12th season with Georgia Tech, ranked number 23 in the nation, has already used 1 timeout. Her team trailing by 7. Tansy digs it out. Suarez to the left side. First attack from Fedorovitz. She gets it to fall. Diving play by Anders, but ends up knocking it farther away from the play. And now 20-14, Bowling Green leads. Eloise Suarez out of Joinville, Brazil. A junior, 5'11", taller for some setters in the NCAA. Not a big attacking setter. Negative hitting percentage on the season, but a very strong setter. And by that I mean with the amount of assists that she's accrued. 52. I'm sorry. Read the wrong thing. 108 assists over the season so far, although you compare that to Amanda Otten, who's got 176 and only 1 more match played. Serves Hernandez. Wilford sets it up for Hovey. Hovey just has to dump it over. Mendez to Suarez. Suarez back to Mendez. Right side, off the block, off of Otten and out of play. Georgia Tech storming back within 4 now at 3 points in a row. And a timeout call by Alex Del Piombo. 4-point lead for Bowling Green, 20-16. The Falcons and the Yellow Jackets each have a timeout. The Falcons could go up 2-0 if they win this set against the number 23 team in the nation. You're listening to BGSU Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
If you ever miss the Zig Zone on Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM or just want to re-listen to the program, each show is posted in full on bgfalconmedia.com with timestamps so you can skip ahead to your favorite part.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Check out more coverage from the Falcon Media Sports Network on X at BG_FMSN.
20-16, Bowling Green leads Georgia Tech. Second set, Bowling Green wins the first 25-19. Georgia Tech needs to storm back. They're probably going to drop out of the rankings if they lose this match to Bowling Green. Hobson kept up by Groom on the back row. Mendez with a swing off of Anders and out of play. The defense for Bowling Green struggling a little bit the last couple of points. That attacking percentage of Georgia Tech starting to rise. They're up to 8 kills now on 17 total swings. Bowling Green at 12, still leading by 3. It's narrowing up a little bit though. Suarez serves Hernandez to Otten. Otten back, Hovey into the net. Too far away. Took those steps from behind the 3-meter line. Just couldn't get it in the air enough to get it over. 20-18 now. Yellow Jackets within 2. And with the serve as well. Hernandez to Otten. Otten reverses field to Hobson. Hobson's blocked by Mogridge. And just like that, Georgia Tech's back in it. Blocking for Georgia Tech, spelling disaster for Bowling Green. Suarez serves deep, turns the ball back over to Bowling Green, so the Falcons crack 20. 21-19. Can't afford any mistakes now. A 2-set lead is a very tall order to come back from. That's what you'd be giving Georgia Tech if you win this set. Otten sends her serve long, giving the point right back. So a 1-point match. For the first serve of the season, Anna Fiedorowicz, freshman out of Olsztyn, Poland. Her first set played this season in the second set against Bowling Green. One of 6 outside hitters on the roster for Georgia Tech. 5 of them have played. Despagna off the block and out of play, ties it up 21-all. Fiedorowicz for the serve again. Georgia Tech really getting back into the match. It's kind of got their feet under them now. Otten to Hobson. Hobson off the block. Wilford goes deep, gets it. Helen Wilford, what a smart play. Just sets it to the back line. Understanding Georgia Tech all crashed in. Bodelmeyer in to play the left side. Hovey on the right, Wilford in the middle. Hernandez, Otten, and Hobson the back row. Velez digs it out. Back to Mendez on the right side. Attack kept up. Otten to Hovey. Hovey just pushes it off of Despagna on the block. Despagna gets a swing now, pushes it off the pin. That's going to be off of Georgia Tech, I believe. Yes, and the point goes to Bowling Green. Timeout's going to be taken by Georgia Tech to settle their girls down. 23-21. Bowling Green leads 1-0 in the match against number 23 Georgia Tech. You're listening to BGVB on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Green women's soccer will be defending Cochran Stadium from the visiting Duquesne Dukes on Sunday, September 7th at 1 p.m. Tune into the WBGU PBS YouTube channel to hear the Falcon Media Sports Network's Henry Costco and Lucas Kleinmeyer on the call.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio. You are listening to Falcon Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
23-21, Bowling Green leads Georgia Tech late in the second set. BG also leads 1-0. Hovey on the overpass, throws it down. 24-21, set point Bowling Green. Hobson with the serve from the right side of the court. Despagna digs it out. Suarez back to Despagna. Oh, just a step back. Hobson could have dug that. Almost did get it, but it bounced before her hand. Georgia Tech needs 2 in a row. Liv Mogridge. The middle blocker from Georgia Tech to Hobson. Otten back to Hovey. Hovey got it! 25-22, the final of set number 2, and Bowling Green has a 2-set lead over number 23, Georgia Tech. Lauren Hovey, her 13th kill of the match. Avery Hobson has 7. Ava Buttlemeyer has 5. 31 total kills for Bowling Green on 66 total attempts, a .258 hitting percentage. Amanda Otten setting beautifully as well. 23 assists, 5 digs, 1 block, and 2 kills on 3 attempts. She has been efficient. She has been clean and set up the Falcons' offense to operate at the highest level. Georgia Tech on the other side, 6 kills. Their leader, Larissa Mendez. Then Ital Lapoyo, who has not played almost at all in the second set. Second with 3 kills. Mimi Mambu, 2 kills. Naomi Despagna, 2 kills as well. And 5 other Yellow Jackets with kills. 9 total players with kills in this match. 18 total kills for Georgia Tech. 14 total players have played for Georgia Tech as well, and they've lost 2 sets to Bowling Green. At risk of falling out of the top 25, Georgia Tech looks to come back and get the 5th win of their season. And Alex Del Piombo looks to get her first win on the bench as the head coach of Bowling Green. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU men's soccer travels to Michigan State to take on the Spartans on Friday, September 5th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Henry Costco will have the call beginning at 7 p.m. on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Hey everyone, Zach here. Thank you for listening to 88.1 WBGU FM. Additional information about the station can be found on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram by searching @WBGU FM. There, you can stay up to date on the latest WBGU news or learn about any upcoming radio events in the community. Thank you. Here's Zach, signing off.
Falcon Volleyball on the radio at 88.1 FM and online at bgfalconmedia.com.
14 of 18 total players for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have played against Bowling Green. They've thrown everything that they can at the Falcons and yet still cannot break through. 2-set lead for Bowling Green heading into the third set against number 23 Georgia Tech. A legendary match for Bowling Green if they can pull this off, especially in 3-set sweep variety, but they have technically 3 sets to get it done. And I know Arturo Abrego, one of our board operators back in the Cooling Center, is going to laugh when I say this, but we have programs going on after this, so getting this match done as quick as possible would behoove the Falcon Media Sports Network. Make our lives a lot less stressful as well. 11 kills from Lauren Hovey. 21 total attacks, 3 digs, 2 aces. Blocking for Bowling Green has not been to the standard of Georgia Tech. However, their offense has not suffered barely at all from Georgia Tech's blocking. And Georgia Tech's offense has suffered quite mightily from Bowling Green's blocking. A 137 hitting percentage for the Yellow Jackets. The Ramblin' Wreck are not wrecking yet today. Eloise Suarez to serve for Georgia Tech. Hernandez to Otten. Otten to Hobson. Hobson off the block. Second touch as well. Bowling Green with the ball back. Hobson with another swing. Off the left side and kept up in the air by Fedorovitz. Hobson keeps it up on that attack. Hernandez to the right side. Hovey puts it way long. One to nothing, Georgia Tech has the lead. Same way the second set started. Ended 25-22, Bowling Green wins. Suarez serves it long into the press bench. 1-1. Buttlemeyer will check in the game for Bowling Green. 14 players used by Georgia Tech, still only 9 for Bowling Green. And 2 of them, well, one of them, Belle Albee, has been serve specialist most of the time. And Jessica Andrews, although has affected the game, has played limited. Understandably, considering her body's been through the ringer when she's playing for Team Canada at the 2025 World Championships. Just joined the team before the Kansas match on Wednesday. Was there for both Kansas and Purdue. Did not play. Hovey can't make the play. It's going to be an ace for Annika Groom. Orlando, Florida native and freshman. Started, struggled. Now back in the match as Georgia Tech's got to put something together. And that something is 3 straight sets. Otten to Wilford. Wilford gets blocked. Otten up in the air. Hobson across to Buttlemeyer. Buttlemeyer cross court, dug out by Velez. Now to Groom. Groom blocked. Otten keeps it up perfectly to Hovey. Hovey spins it in. Diving play by Mendez to keep it up. And Fedorovitz just has to dump it over. Otten, 4-set. Buttlemeyer off the block, out the side. Ava Buttlemeyer. Sixth kill of the day. She's 3rd for Bowling Green. And if she played for Georgia Tech, would be tied for the lead for them. That's the offensive disparity that there's been in this match. Hernandez serves. Mendez digs it out. An attack from Groom. That one was a laser shot, and Hobson dug it out like it was nothing. Javi has to dump it over, though, on the back end of the play. Fedorovitz rejected. Lauren Hovey. A disgusting block. Suarez kept up on her dump. Buttlemeyer can't get it to fall. Suarez back to Mendez, off of the side of Buttemeyer's hand and out of play. 4-3 Georgia Tech leads. Mendez has been the only steady force for Georgia Tech. 7 kills on 16 total swings of 312 hitting percentage. She's hit very well. just not well enough. Hernandez digs it out. Otten sets to Hovey. Hovey off the block and down, out of system play. Maybe some luck for Bowling Green, but Garibaldi can't step up into the net to make that play. Two players supposed to be impact that have been incredibly quiet. One of them is Bianca Garibaldi. Broom digs it out. Mendez to the middle. Broom with an attack. One-handed Hernandez digs it out. Buttlemeyer tried to go off the hands, but just sent it long. Missed the hands just a bit. Bianca Garibaldi, the sophomore out of Argentina, transfer from Pitt. Every game she's played this season, she has been strong. 33 kills on the season, a .510 hitting percentage, and 17 total blocks. But she just has not been able to affect this game as much as Georgia Tech wants her to. Into the middle, Fedorovitz pokes it over. Otten, back to Hovey. Hovey, 3-meter line, got it. 5-5. Anders back for Bowling Green, serving from the left side. Every Falcon with a set played in this match played the first set. They have found their lineup, at least as of this match, on who's clicking. Avery Anders also clicking. She gets an ace. Fourth ace of the match for Bowling Green. Hives it in front of defensive specialist Danielle Tanzi, just a freshman. Targets Velez. Across to Fedorovitz. Fedorovitz blocked by Otten and just dropped it on the line. Anders served Tanzi again. Digs it out well this time. Suarez to Garibaldi. Garibaldi gets a kill. She's a spark plug for Georgia Tech. If I had to make a guess on who would lead a large comeback for the Yellow Jackets, it would be Bianca Garibaldi. Very athletic. She's a pest on the other side of the floor. Very frustrating player as well, or she can be. My gosh, Jessica Anders. On the slide, took a couple steps in, threw it down. This Falcon team just takes a big leap with Jessica Anders back in the lineup. 5 kills on 7 total attacks for Jess. 4 total blocks as well. Suarez goes for the dump, blocked by Hobson. Read it like a book. Fedorovitz now with that hit. Garibaldi tips it over. Falcon reached over the net, it looked like. Alex Del Piombo is not happy. Talking with the official. Quite animated. Hovey talking to the other official on the other side. And now relaying the point to Del Piombo. Del Piombo very animated about it, but seems to accept the outcome. Bowling Green moving their subs. Del Piombo still not happy. Chasing her first win on the bench for Bowling Green, both home or away. Was not with the team in their North Dakota escapade. Velez serving from the left side now. Serves Hernandez over the head. Hernandez sets it. Otten sets it as well. Hobson with the rip, won't land. To Groom. Hovey digs it out. Otten to the left side. Hobson off the block, won't fall in. Suarez to the middle. Off the block. Good slow down by Helen Wilford. Quick over the middle and a setter dump from Amanda Otten. And a rip from Fedorovitz. Just catches the line. A nice attack there. On the back middle by Anna Fedorovitz. Just a freshman. 14th player into the game for Georgia Tech as well. They're running out of players to put in. Hobson to Otten to Hovey. From the 3-meter line, got it. Just a poke over for Lauren Hovey. Impossible to defend when you have that cannon of an arm and you have that sweet of a touch. 9-8. Otten serves for Bowling Green. Groom digs it out. Now takes a swing. Down the line. Off of the hand of Bowling Green. Missed the line, but who knows if the deflection caused that to go outside. Amanda Otten was that outside player. Probably her hand. Good attack there by Annika Groom. Nine all. Suarez serves Hernandez. Digs it off the shoulder. Hobson off the block. Falls back behind the line again. Bowling Green uses those blockers of Georgia Tech so well ever since they established that blocking. Georgia Tech did, leading 4-2 at one point in total blocks, leading 5-3 in this set as well. Bowling Green's come back with their own blocking. They've kind of taken advantage of that blocking a lot of the time. There's a strong rip from Mendez on the left side there. She swings from the right, she swings from the left. It's very tough for Bowling Green to catch a beat on it. Scouting report even says that even if you know that she can do both, even if that's what the scouting report says, it's hard to track her on any given play. Hobson to Otten. Otten dumped over by Hovey. Now Suarez back to Mendez. Back on the right side. Gets a kill off of the arms of Avery Hobson. Georgia Tech has a lead 11-10. (25-19) BG won the first set, 25-22. Bowling Green won the second set. Groom off of Hernandez. Hernandez and Hobson between their seam. Didn't know who was going to take it. Should have probably been Hernandez. She owns that. Now they'll try it again. Hobson, Buttlemeyer, Hernandez, all good defensive players, all in the back row. Serves Hernandez again. Otten to Hovey. Hovey at the pin. Falls down outside the line. (12-11) now. Bowling Green with the serve. It's Sydney Hernandez. Serving Annika Groom. Not the best pass. Suarez sets it up for Fedorovitz. Blocked by Jessica Andrews. Directed away. Now this block on the back end is out of play. Good block initially by Jessica Andrews. Forced it away. It was Garibaldi on the back row that kept it up in the air. Yeah, middle blockers go everywhere. Hernandez digs it out. Otten to the middle. Andrews gets blocked. Keeps it up for Buttlemeyer. Just narrowly avoids the pin. Hovey's swing from interior court is blocked by Georgia Tech. They lead by 3, 14-11. I believe that's their largest lead of the match. Hernandez lets it go over her head. Service error to Georgia Tech. Started to rack those up a little bit more. That's their 7th service error. Third ace. Bowling Green's got 9 errors and 4 aces. Less digs as well. Less blocks by 1, but that comes with them being the offensive team most of this time. Mendez is blocked on-time blocking from Andrews and Buttlemeyer. Dump over to Bowling Green. Otten goes for the attack. Sliding in is Garibaldi to make the play. Mendez between the hands of Buttlemeyer. It hits her thumbs, falls down, out of play. 15-12, the media timeout here in the third set. Georgia Tech needs 3 sets in a row to come away with their 5th win of the season and to try and stay in the top 25. Number 23, Georgia Tech. Bowling Green here in the Holloway Gymnasium. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day-Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment. Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun, and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
WBGU 88.1 FM, the home of live Falcon volleyball coverage.
15-12, Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green here in the Holloway Gymnasium. Ben Craig here from the Falcon Media Sports Network for the third and final match of this Stacey Clark Invitational for Bowling Green. Later tonight, Kansas will play Purdue. That game broadcast on Big Ten Plus. If you have it, you should watch. Should be one of the best matches of the week. Both very good teams. Strike goes long. Mendez sends it deep. Bowling Green gets a point back within 2 of Georgia Tech, but they lead 2-0. First 2 sets very strong for Bowling Green. Out-hit Georgia Tech, and although Georgia Tech outblocked the Falcons, they didn't really limit the Falcon offense too much. Bowling Green staying consistently about 10 kills ahead, 3 errors ahead as well. And have about 17 more swings. That's how much offense Bowling Green's been able to generate today. Suarez on the slide. Garibaldi has to poke it over. Diving play by Anders, but you can't get there in time. 16-13 now. Anders up. On. Reverses field to Hobson. Puts it wide to the sideline. Hobson's turned that outside shoulder. Looking to go line more, but just a little bit wide. It'll force Alex Del Piamo to call a timeout. Searching for her first win as head coach of Bowling Green Volleyball. 17-13. Georgia Tech leads. Larissa Mendez has cracked the double-digit kill mark. She's at 11. 22 total attempts for a .364 hitting percentage, 4 blocks and 3 digs as well. Bianca Garibaldi has been slightly absent, but she's got 3 kills, 3 total attacks, and 3 blocks. So she's been efficient attacking. She's been decent on the blocking end as well. Second in blocking behind Larissa Mendez. And then you look at the rest of Georgia Tech, and nobody has really done too much. Ital Lapoyo, probably the next best day, 3 for 5. All 3 of those swings coming in the first set, or all 3 of those kills coming in the first set, none of them since. Mimi Mambu is a big outside hitter, or I should say an important outside hitter for Georgia Tech. She's been more or less absent. Despania, haven't said her name in a while. Fedorovitz is coming into the game, made some good plays, but 2 kills, 2 errors. Liv Mogridge came into the game with a hot spell for Georgia Tech. Still only 1 for 4 with a block, though. And again, 14 total players used for Georgia Tech out of the 18 on their roster, plus injuries. They're using everybody. Hernandez to Hobson. Hobson on the left side, off of Garibaldi's block and out of play. Danielle Tanzi in the game now for Georgia Tech, defensive specialist to play on the back row. Belle Lauby in the game now for Bowling Green to serve and play on the back row. 17-14. BG trails 3. Bad reception. Garibaldi keeps it up. Fedorovitz has to dump it over. Hovey slides in. Otten makes the set. Hobson off the block and down. Beautiful swing by Avery Hobson to go off that inside hand. She has been so good today. Double-digit kills for Hobson. Her 10th. Velez digs it out. Groom gets blocked. Back on her head. Out of play. Lucky for Bowling Green, but they had the blockers up. Otten and Wilford were standing there. Bowling Green within 1 forces Georgia Tech to call a timeout. 17-16. Number 23, Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green, but trails 2-0. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU football travels down I-75 to Cincinnati to battle the Bearcats on Saturday, September 6th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast, beginning with the pregame show at 3:05 and the call of the game by Sean Connolly and Lucas Kleinmeyer at 3:30 p.m. on Falcon Radio.
You're listening to 88.1 WBGU, where we're looking to make radio indie again. From blues and jazz to rock and metal, and even pop and folk, 88.1 WBGU FM features a variety of genres played by our diverse group of DJs. You can expect something different every time you tune in. 88.1 WBGU. Return to Radio Freedom.
This is BGSU volleyball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM from the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Falcons playing like they don't have a two-set lead, but they do. Down one here in the third set. Georgia Tech 17, Bowling Green 16. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com and BG_FMSN on Twitter and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook. Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM for BGSU Sports Talk from Falcon Media Sports Network. Analysts, Georgia Tech goes for a little shove attack. Belle Laube can't handle it with her left hand, and it goes out of play. 18-16, Georgia Tech leads. Hernandez in, Anders and Hobson playing on the back row. Wilford and Otten on the front court, and Hovey behind everybody. Hernandez digs it out. Otten to Hovey, takes 3 steps in. Oh, beautiful dig out by Fedorovitz. Another attack. Anders, it was going to go long. She played it anyway, and she knocked it farther out of play. Georgia Tech 19, Bowling Green 16. Falcons have to keep it tight. They get down by too much. It's going to be a tall order to come back with the way this Georgia Tech team strikes. Hernandez to Otten. Otten to Hobson. Hobson off the block. Wilford with a good play to keep it up. Now Hovey, the ex-setter, off the block. Hobson goes off and out of play. All smiles from the Bowling Green bench. That's the swing that they love. Hernandez also getting a high five from Chelsea Carter. And Otten to serve for Bowling Green, trailing 2. Groom to Suarez, back to Groom. Groom the attack, up the seam. Bowling Green's defensive specialist on the back line dive through it. Still trailing 3. Georgia Tech's the first team to 20. Eloise Suarez, good things tend to happen when she's serving, although not too many aces or errors on the season, only 1 ace to 3 errors. Not too many decisions on her serves. Hobson off the block again. Shot line that time instead of going cross court. She gets the serve as well, calm and confident. For Hobson, 12 kills now, approaching Lauren Hovey's 15. And she's got the same amount of swings. That's what you like to see out of the swing spread. As here's a Annika Groom swing. Buttlemeyer knocks it down. Block there for Ava Buttlemeyer, her second of the game. Bowling Green's within 1. But you like to see this spread with the attacking. 30 swings for Hovey, 30 swings for Avery Hobson, 14 for Ava Buttlemeyer, the second outside hitter, and 17 combined for Andrews and Wilford. Whistle blows. Point goes to Georgia Tech on the service error by Avery Hobson. Looks like we're going to get a challenge on whether or not it did hit inside of the court. 21-19 right now, could be tied 21-all if the challenge by Bowling Green is accepted. They did challenge a call yesterday and lost their challenge. That was in the 4th set. Ended up winning that set, but had to play the back half of it without a challenge. 41 kills for Bowling Green, 31 for Georgia Tech. A much higher hitting percentage as well. More assists for Bowling Green. More aces for Bowling Green. Quick review there, and a good challenge by Alex Del Piombo. Believe that's her first challenge and victory of her head coaching career. ties it up 20-all. Bowling Green thrives in these situations, especially when you have an arm like Lauren Hovey. That's a go-to late in matches. 2-set lead for Bowling Green, 2-0 over number 23, Georgia Tech. Mendez, pancake, Hernandez, what a play. Buttlemeyer will get a swing off the block, kept up by Fedorovitz. Through the middle, Mogridge, her swing won't land. Bump set, Hernandez, Hovey sends it long. Couldn't convert the rally. 2 out-of-system plays there for Bowling Green, none of them land. But even better than that, Georgia Tech had 2 full swings and the point was given to them. They didn't earn it off of their in-system plays. Service error goes back, Annika Groom. Not having the best game. A negative hitting percentage still. 2 aces, but 3 service errors. 6 digs and a block. Hernandez serves left side of the Bowling Green court, 21-all. Out to Fedorovitz. Bump set to Mendez, blocked by Bowling Green, Andrews and Buttlemeyer. Mendez again, same blockers. She tips it over him. Now across to Hovey. Hovey off the block, kept alive by Groom. Back across to Fedorovitz, up by Otten. It's kept alive by Hovey, but it's going to fall into the stands. Georgia Tech 22, Bowling Green 21. Del Piombo stepping over to the official next to the scorers table to discuss something. Didn't see what the possibility could be. Possibly just to put something in the head of the official. Liv Mogridge serving from the left side of the Georgia Tech court. Stat formation in between. Garibaldi back on the floor for the Yellow Jackets as well. Hovey goes off the block, diving in, Groom. Hovey finds the floor again. 22-all, Hovey's 16th kill. Bowling Green still with a 2-set lead, but you want to put it away in 3 here. Knuckles it over. Garibaldi takes. Suarez to Mendez. He won't land. Otten from behind the 3-meter line to Buttlemeyer. Just long. Buttlemeyer utilizes that block so much. Chelsea Carter gives her a high five for taking that swing. Just a good play on the blockers to pull their hands down. This freshman so impressive for this Bowling Green team. 23-22, Georgia Tech leads by 1. Ital Lapoyo in the game now for Georgia Tech. Hasn't played much since the first set, hasn't recorded a kill since the first set either, but she's 6'6" and can do it at any time. Serving over is Hobson. Otten. That's back. Hovey off the block. Kept up by Hovey on a diving play and dumped it back over. Now Lapoyo with her rip. Puts it down in front of Lauren Hovey. Georgia Tech fights their way to a set point, 24-22 with 2 points in a row. And a timeout is called by Del Piombo. 2-point lead for number 23, Georgia Tech. They trail 2-0 to Bowling Green. BG looking for their first ranked win since 2013. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
What kind of help does the IRS have for identity theft victims?
If you suspect you're a victim of tax-related identity theft, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn how to prevent potential refund fraud and protect your tax account. At the IRS, combating tax-related identity theft is a top priority, and we are committed to prevention, detection, and assisting victims. And we're working with law enforcement to catch the criminals. For more info, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn what the IRS is doing to help protect you.
Hey, what's this show?
It's the Blues Breakfast. It's probably good for you.
Did you try it?
I'm not gonna try it, you try it.
I'm not gonna try it.
Let's get Mikey.
Yeah.
He won't listen, he hates everything.
likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Be like Mikey. Catch the Blues Breakfast every Saturday morning from 10 to 2 on 88.1, Ohio's premier blues radio show.
Ben Korak, Andrew Smith, and the Falcon Media Sports Network crew covering the Falcon volleyball team.
24-22, Bowling Green trailing by 2. Needs to take 2 points in a row in order to keep the possibility of a sweep alive, but you just want to take a win over number 23, Georgia Tech. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network in West Lafayette, Indiana, the home of Purdue volleyball, as they hosted this invitational this week. Andrews pokes it over. Otten keeps it up. Buttlemeyer with an attack on the inside. Bowling Green gets it back. Hernandez bump set. Buttlemeyer left side off the block. Hobson dives in to make the play, but it falls in. Georgia Tech narrowly avoids a sweep. 25-22, the final score of the third set. Bowling Green still leads 2-1 here in the Holloway Gymnasium, chasing their first ranked victory since 2013 and the first win of the Alex Del Piombo era. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Media Sports Network writes and publishes over 1,000 stories per year, including game previews, recaps, sidebars, opinion pieces, feature stories, and more. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to view all of our content for every sport throughout the year.
On November 16th, 2024, BGSU Volleyball defeated Ohio in 5 sets, clinching their 7th regular season championship under head coach Daniela Tomic. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Picked up on the attack, Archinska off the block, saved by LaPinta. Over is Otten on the attack, it's Hovey. The Falcons have done it. Bowling Green will host the MAC Tournament. Regular season championship returns to the orange and brown.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Hi, this is Christine Lavin. Please listen to The Folk Show, hosted by my old friend David Sears, Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 and streaming at bgfalconmedia.com.
Now back to more Falcon volleyball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Bowling Green still leading 2-1 over Georgia Tech, but they did take that third set 25-22. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, this radio station. Falcon Media Sports Network analysts will talk about everything going on in Bowling Green athletics. Make sure you also tune into WBGU PBS for the broadcast of tonight's men's soccer game against Michigan State. That is also at Cochran Stadium, so go in person if you can. If not, tune into WBGU PBS YouTube channel. Lucas Kleinmeyer and Henry Costco from the Falcon Media Sports Network will be on that call at game time. We'll watch Trace Terry, Bennett Painter, Andrew Schaefer, all the amazing Falcons as they chase a Power 4 opponent victory. Bowling Green Volleyball does the same. Put themselves in a good position, up 2-0. Now looking to complete a win. Alex Del Piamo in person has not seen a win with her Bowling Green Volleyball team. Missed out on the Temple and St. Mary's victories. The only 2 other wins for Bowling Green this season, both in North Dakota, in which Del Piamo did not travel. Became a new mother a couple weeks ago. That would have been too much to leave her baby for those days. Quick attack by Annika Groom. Puts it cross court inside of the corner. On the left back side of the Bowling Green court. And Luis Suarez to serve, the setter. 23 assists. Kind of gone to a one-setter system now. Sarah Toth did split. They're assuming they were going to be running 2 setters today, but Suarez has been very good, and the offense has not been consistent. They want their best setter out there. Otten sets. Hobson off the block, spins it away. 1-1 now. Bowling Green takes the point back. Out of the 14 players that Georgia Tech has played, 11 of them have recorded a kill. The only ones that have not, the libero. The secondary setter, Sarah Toth, who's only got 4 assists. And Danielle Tanzi, the other defensive specialist that has played for Georgia Tech. Nice firm strike. Down on the left side by Mendez. Throws it past all the Falcons down the line. Hernandez, Buttlemeyer, and Hobson the back row for the Falcons. Hobson digs it out. Hernandez, back row bump set. Groom steps in. Suarez to Mendez, blocked by Buttlemeyer. 3 total blocks on the match for Ava Buttlemeyer. Has begun to struggle somewhat with her arm later on in the match. 6 kills, 6 errors on 19 swings, but contributing with digs, contributing with blocks as well. All around standout for Bowling Green over the last 2 matches. Jessica Andrews back in the game for Bowling Green. There's a service error coming from Hobson. Otten to the middle. Andrews is blocked. Now back up, bump set, Hernandez. Buttlemeyer again on the block. One hand save by Hernandez again. Buttlemeyer off the block again and down. Try again, Ava Buttlemeyer. 3-3, Bowling Green ties it up. Assuming we're going to see Jessica Andrews a little bit more as this match wears on. Kendall Williams, who played middle blocker for the majority of the season so far, now that Jessica Andrews is ready to play again, has not seen the floor. And it is no knock to the way Kendall Williams has played. She was fantastic in the time that she got in the game. But Jessica Andrews, second team All-MAC last year, probably should have been first team, chasing first team this year. Not going to put her down, and Helen Wilford's too valuable of a blocker. Otten back sets to Hovey. Hovey gets blocked. Georgia Tech wanted 2 touches, doesn't matter. Garibaldi knocks it down. Overpass from Bowling Green. Garibaldi with a good swing. 4-4 now. Bowling Green had the lead. Georgia Tech coming back to tie it up. The pressure is all on Georgia Tech, or at least you would assume. Joust one at the net by Garibaldi. Fighting with a man on. Garibaldi far shorter. I don't know if you ever heard of a middle blocker below 6 feet. She's only 5'11", but she can jump. She's very athletic, very intense. Georgia Tech desperate. Needs this set. Bowling Green less desperate, but you don't want to force a 5 set against the Power 5 and top 25 team. Mendez with another rip. Goes off a couple of hands of Bowling Green players. 6-4, Georgia Tech has an early 2-point lead. "16 kills for Hovey, 13 for Avery Hobson. 4 swings on 8 attempts, and only 1 error. It comes back. Garibaldi again. 4 touches for Bowling Green. They can't get it over. Garibaldi has started to heat up. They're starting to feed her more. Suarez is going to 2 locations. It's Larissa Mendez and Bianca Garibaldi, who's 6 for 6 now on her swings. 7-4, Georgia Tech leads and has the serve. Hernandez digs it out. Otten sets it up. Buttlemeyer off the block, out the side. Oh, didn't go off the hand. Just out the side. Thought it went off the hand of the Yellow Jackets. Apparently didn't. Nobody arguing, so they made a good call. 4-point lead for Georgia Tech. Hernandez. Bump set Hovey from the back row. Buttlemeyer can't get a clean swing off. 9-4 now, Georgia Tech, and an early timeout must be called by Alex Del Piombo. Bowling Green leads 2-1, but Georgia Tech showing some good top 25 strength. They lead 9-4 here in the 4th set. You listen to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
WBGU 88.1 FM presents Jazz Unlimited. Hello, I'm Mark Zaborny, host of Jazz Unlimited. Join me for a live edition of the program starting at 9 on Wednesday mornings with additional broadcasts on Thursday and Friday. I'll share a mix of jazz compositions from over the years on Northwest Ohio's community radio station and streaming at bgfalconmedia.com.
This week's Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week is women's golfer Addison Cartouche. Along with women's golf setting a team record, Addison Cartouche shot .205 over 3 rounds of play. She then finished the day -11 under par to earn first place in the tournament and set a record for the best 54-hole score in BGSU women's golf history. Her individual round of 65 is also a program record, breaking a decade-old record by 3 strokes. Last year, she finished second out of 58 individuals in the MAC tournament. This has been Falcon Media Sports Network's Athlete of the Week.
Check out more coverage from the Falcon Media Sports Network on X at BG_FMSN.
Groom the bump set. Garibaldi, the rip, and it's blocked by Jessica Andrews. So Bowling Green out of the timeout called by Alex Del Piombo. Gets the ball back in their side of the court. Avery Anders is going to get the serve from the left side here on the black and gold court. Holloway Gymnasium, the home of Purdue volleyball. Purdue plays Kansas later tonight at 7. Velez digs this out. Libero for Georgia Tech. With a rip. Fedorovitz can't get it to land. Groom keeps it up. Suarez looks to dump it over, and the Falcons do dump it over after her setter dump. Fedorovitz off the block. Anders keeps it up. Otten. Crossfield to Hobson. Hobson's blocked. Otten. And she puts it over the net, wide of the line again. Just around the pin. Otten was trying to bump set it to the left side, and Avery Hobson. Not enough, and some strong momentum going the way of Georgia Tech now. 5-point lead, 10-5, Tech leads. Hernandez bump set. Hobson around the pin and got it. What a play by Avery Hobson. She had maybe the sharpest angle in the game of volleyball, and she got it. Partnering up with the stand official. Bell Laube, left side of the court, to serve for Bowling Green. Within 4 now. Serves Tanzi, defensive specialist, back row. Garibaldi is automatic now. 7 kills, 8 attempts for Garibaldi. 5 total blocks as well. She's made a big impact in this game. Was such an energetic, athletic, electric player, high motor. Velez serves Hernandez. Otten gets a set off. Hobson gets blocked. Out of system. Otten has to dump it over. Tansey to Suarez. Suarez to the middle. Mogridge off the block and out of play. 12-6. Offensive footing has been found as Georgia Tech tries to climb the mountain to a 5-set victory. Hernandez to Otten. Otten pokes it over. Fedorovitz to Tansey. Fedorovitz, nice dig to get it back over the net. Dump play for Bowling Green. Otten to the middle. Wilford is blocked by Mogridge. Georgia Tech's found the lineup. Forces Alex Del Piombo to take a premature timeout. Now Bowling Green's got no timeouts. Score only 13-6. Trailing 7, you're still early mid part of the 4th set. Bowling Green leads 2-1 over Georgia Tech. Even if this goes to a 5th set, even if Georgia Tech is able to come away with this, for Bowling Green, you've got a Georgia Tech team with a lot of momentum right now. You don't want to have a 5th set because who's betting against the hot team over the team that's kind of subsided a little bit? Lauren Hovey, Avery Hobson, 16 kills and 14 kills. Both of them had those same totals in the late parts of the 3rd set. Ava Buttlemeyer's got to kill this set. Jessica Andrews has a block. That's a point for Bowling Green, but they're not attacking efficiently. 3 kills, 4 errors, and 14 total attacks. The blocking for Georgia Tech has really stepped up. Now tied the Falcons 9 apiece, especially Garibaldi and Larissa Mendez. Bowling Green's got to solve the Georgia Tech blocking. They're on a 3-0 scoring run. Liv Mogridge as well with some pretty strong blocks, some electric ones as well. And Georgia Tech, 8 for 16, 2 errors, a .375 hitting percentage in this set. 8 digs and 7 assists for the Yellow Jackets as well. Sophia Velez back to serve, 12 digs, leads Georgia Tech, leads the floor as well. Also has 2 assists, tapes her serve, and it falls down. Yet to record an ace, 2 errors though for the senior libero out of Tallua, Columbia. Again, a community college player for 2022 and 2023. 24 came to Georgia Tech. He's played here since then. Tansey lets it go. It's a water bottle way out of play. But that was on the press bench. Eloisa Suarez serves for Georgia Tech. Still a 7-point lead for Tech. Targets Hernandez. Otten to Hobson. Hobson puts it through the blockers. First time in a while you've seen a kill from Bowling Green. That's beat those blockers of Georgia Tech. Hobson serves. Picked up by Groom on the slide. Now Mendez is blocked. Back to Suarez. Reverses field. Back to Mendez. Again, blocked by Bowling Green. It's Lauren Hovey. Falls down on the Tech side of the floor. Now the lead is 5 for Georgia Tech. Still the Falcon serve. Hobson is a threat to commit a service error. Has 1 error, 1 ace today. But on the season has 3 aces and 8 errors coming into this match. So not the best ratio. She bumps to Otten, who sets to Hovey, who hits to Mendez. It goes off the pin, off of the Georgia Tech player and out of play. Michelle Collier looks like she's going to use her challenge. That the hit initially came off of Hovey's hand and into the pin. And Doesn't look like she's going to use the challenge. Very quick play. Couldn't really tell. It looked like it came off the block. Velez dives to make the play. Dump play over for Bowling Green. Free play for the Falcons. On to Buttlemeyer. Off the block. Falls in. Ava Buttlemeyer. That's her 8th. And a timeout called by Michelle Collier. 14-11. Georgia Tech still leads, but Bowling Green on a 4-0 scoring run to climb back in to this 4th set. Falcons lead 2-1 over number 23, Georgia Tech. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
You are listening to Falcon Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
14-11. Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green here at the midway point of the 4th set. Falcons lead 2-1 over the Yellow Jackets, but the Ramblin' Wreck have come storming back. And they have won pretty handily the 3rd set, now led by a pretty large margin in the 4th set. Bowling Green's narrowing it up now to 3 with a 4-0 scoring run just before that timeout called by Michelle Collier of Georgia Tech. Sydney Hernandez with the serve on the left side of the court. 15-12. Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green. Serves out to Fedorovitz. Fedorovitz again. Blocked by Hovey. Hovey and Otten. $15-13 now. Hernandez, oh, what a good serve, but it doesn't get over the net. Most of the ball above the tape, but it caught enough of the tape to not fall over. Liv Mogridge, the middle blocker, a senior, comes into the game relief today. Knuckles her serve in. On, back sets to Hovey. Hovey puts it down. Still trailing 2. Hovey serves. Uncles it in. Fedorovitz steps in front. Now gets a swing past Hernandez. Sydney Hernandez probably should have dug that on the back row. Gives a point back to Georgia Tech. 17-14. Hernandez digs it out. Bumps at Hobson, and Hernandez will just have to bump it over. Now Suarez to the middle. Garibaldi, and the Falcon touched the net. Looks like Andrews might have touched the net on the way up. 4-point lead for Georgia Tech. No timeouts left for Bowling Green, so they can't even take a second and talk anything over. Mendez to serve for Georgia Tech. 18 serving 14. Hernandez digs it out. Otten goes for the setter attack. Mendez up. Suarez to the left side of the court. Fedorovitz is blocked. Now back. Mendez, another one. Hovey digs it out. Otten forward to Buttlemeyer. Off the block. Mendez keeps it up. Suarez sets it. Back row attack. Groom out of play. Bowling Green with the dig opportunity, but couldn't wrangle it inside of the court. 5-point lead for Georgia Tech. Their Bowling Green came back within 2. They've gone on a 2-point run now, looking to make it 3. Mendez serves Hobson. Otten, middle. Andrews nails it down. Andrews has been arguably your most reliable attacker. 6 kills on 14 total attempts. Above a 380 hitting percentage. 6 blocks as well. Can't imagine that you wouldn't try to go back to her if possible. Wilford has played less and less as the matches wore on. Andrews has played more and more. Got her feet under her, finally playing again with Bowling Green. Hobson with the tip on the overpass, falls in for Bowling Green. A couple of touches from Tech, but they can't handle it. 19-16 now, 2 points back to BG. Anders serves from the left side. That last serve was a pretty strong one. Catches another one. Oh, just long at the back line. That ball was sniffing the chalk. 20-16. Serve from Georgia Tech. Avery Anders, reception error. We're going to take a step back real quick for station identification. Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Suarez sets it up. Garibaldi goes off the block, out of play, 22-16. Georgia Tech looks like they're going to walk away with the 4th set. AG currently leads 2-1. Take the first 2, 25-19, 25-22. Georgia Tech wins the 3rd, 25-22. Anders keeps the serve up. Otten, middle attack, Hovey. Velez keeps it up. Otten now up. Andrews knocks it down. Windmill spike from Jess. Still trailing 5. Put a point back. Wilford on, Andrews off. Lauby back to serve. It's a difficult spot to be in if you're Bowling Green. You want a strong serve, but you also want Jessica Andrews on the floor, who's just got her 7th kill on her 16th total attempt. No errors either for the senior middle blocker. Service error. Goes long, Bell Lauby. So Andrews subs back in for Lauby and Hernandez in for Andrews. Sophia Velez. 23. Serving 17, 6-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Otten, setter dump into the net. Gives Georgia Tech set point. A good try from Amanda Otten. She had a lot of room, a very spread floor for Georgia Tech. And Hobson can't receive the serve from Sofia Tellez. 25-17, Georgia Tech wins the 4th set. And we have 5th set action here in the Holloway Gymnasium for the 2nd time this week. Yesterday against Purdue, Falcons dropped the 5th set, lost to the number 17 Purdue Boilermakers in their home gym. And now the Falcons have a chance to take a win against number 23 Georgia Tech in the 15-point 5th set. 5th set coming up, Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Unlike other local sources, Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media will never charge a paywall to view our content. However, if you are looking to support student media, you can donate at the bottom of our stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU Volleyball travels to Indiana to battle 23rd-ranked Georgia Tech in the Stacey Clark Classic on Friday, September 5th. Tune into Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak at 2:45 for pregame, 3 p.m. for first serve on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Women's Golf hits the road to face Illinois State University on Sunday, September 7th and Monday, September 8th. Check out bgfalconmedia.com to view the recap by Falcon Media Sports Network's Aiden Bruick.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
Falcon Volleyball on the radio at 88.1 FM and online at bgfalconmedia.com.
The Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech come stampeding back and take 2 sets in a row to tie Bowling Green 2 sets apiece. We're in the 15-point 5th set. Not too much pressure on Georgia Tech now. The number 23 team in the nation will fall out of the top 25 with a loss to Bowling Green, although a whole season to pick them up. Bowling Green trying to do something they haven't done since 2013, and that's take a win against a ranked opponent. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Here ready to call the 15-point 5th set. Bowling Green lost to Purdue yesterday in the 5th set. Final score of that set was 15-9 in favor of Purdue, but it went back and forth all game. Purdue won the first, Bowling Green won the second, Purdue won the third, Bowling Green won the fourth, and then logically Purdue won the fifth. Now Bowling Green won the first 2. Georgia Tech won the last 2 and have all the momentum on their side. Now that can change, but in the world of sports as we know it, keep learning that you'd almost rather take the hot team than the good team on any given day. And Georgia Tech is certainly the hot team right now. Overpass. Anders can't handle it. Good attack by Groom. Hasn't started well for Bowling Green. The serve is Eloise Suarez. Suarez, the junior setter. 1 ace, 3 errors this season. Just took an ace right there. Odden sets back to Hovey. Hovey just long of the back line. Fedorovitz didn't know if it was going to be in or long. Took a guess and made the right one. Two to nothing. Georgia Tech leads in the 5th set. Hernandez to Otten. Otten across to Hobson. Off system, and they can't get it over the net even. Bowling Green over the last calendar year has struggled a little bit in 5th set matches. Has done decently well with them in the MAC. But lost to Western Michigan in the MAC tournament in 5 sets. Also lost to Arizona in a 5-set match. Hovey with a strong strike off of Mogridge. Almost out of play, but a good save by Eloise Suarez. Ball back to Bowling Green. Hovey with another one wide right of Georgia Tech's court. 4 points in a row for the Ramblin' Wreck, and a timeout taken by Alex Del Piombo to calm her ladies down. 4-0, Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green. Lauren Hovey now up to 18 kills. Avery Hobson to 15. Georgia Tech using 11 of their 14 players that they've used play today to get kills. 13 of them coming from Larissa Mendez. 9 from Bianca Garibaldi, who started slow, has been heating up Annika Groom as well. Started no kills, 2 errors on 4 total attempts. Now 6 kills, 4 errors, and 17 total attempts. 11 digs for her, is second on the floor, besides Sophia Velez, the defensive specialist and libero for Georgia Tech. 12 blocks for Bowling Green. None so far in the current set, so that blocking is going to be something Bowling Green needs, although 3 points in a row. Attack errors by Lauren Hovey, 2 of them, and 1 by Avery Hobson. 3 attack errors each for the top 3 attackers for Bowling. 8 attack errors each for the top 3 for Bowling Green, Hovey, Hobson, and Buttlemeyer. So back out on the floor. Hopefully willing to limit some damage and do some of their own. Anders, Hobson, and Hernandez, the backcourt of Bowling Green. Hovey, Wilford, and Ott in the front court. Anders digs it out. Otten sets it back. Hovey puts it down. Approaching 20 kills. This could be her second straight 20-plus kill match. She's at 19 right now. Hobson serves, targets Fedorovitz. In the middle, Liv Mogridge without blockers there. Gets a free swing. Too much for the one-on-one with Sydney Hernandez in the back row. Monica Groom targets Hobson again. Otten set from behind the 3-meter line. Back to Hovey, the go-to for Bowling Green. Groom can't keep it up. Falls away from multiple Georgia Tech players. Lead is 3 for Georgia Tech, 5-2. Remember, 15 points in the 5th set. Much less margin of error for Bowling Green. That 4-point streak could come back to haunt the Falcons. Hernandez serves it to Groom. Suarez to the middle. Mogridge puts it on the back rail. Perfect. 6-2. Liv Mogridge has stepped up in a big way. 4th kill on 8th swing. And she'll go back to serve as well. And Andrews. That serve knuckles in. Andrews went for the bump, but didn't get it cleanly. A middle blocker asked to receive a serve as a tall order. 7-2, Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green. Hobson in the air. Otten sets back. Hovey off the block. Will fall in next to the blockers of the Yellow Jackets. 4-point match now, Bowling Green, 7-3. Hovey has the serve, as I said. 3 aces today, 3 aces yesterday. 21 kills now for Hovey. Second straight match of 20-plus kills. Kept up by Bowling Green. Set Hobson. Buttlemeyer the rip. Off the block and down. Groom was caught sleeping on the back row. She was playing middle back. Velez, the libero, was playing left back. And a timeout will be taken by Michelle Collier. 7-4. Number 23, Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green in the 5th set. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Media Sports Network will have an in-studio pregame show for all football broadcasts this season, beginning approximately 25 minutes before the kickoff for each game. Make sure to tune in on Falcon Radio for our newly extended coverage.
The Zig Zone, Falcon Media Sports Network's weekly radio show dedicated to BGSU athletics, has a new segment. Make sure to tune into the show every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. to listen to the one-on-one segment, where Holden Ruck will interview a key figure in BGSU athletics.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage online at bgfalconmedia.com.
2 sets to 2 sets. 11 points in to the 5th set, and Georgia Tech leads 7-4 over Bowling Green. Only 15 needed for one of the teams to come away with a win. For Georgia Tech, it's their 5th of the season, and the ability to stay in the top 25. Lauren Hovey's serve goes long, and a point's given to Georgia Tech. 8-4. The lead is 4 for Georgia Tech. Falcons and Yellow Jackets will switch sides now as well. But Georgia Tech trying to stay in the top 25. Number 23 team, you're already on the chopping block essentially, and if you lose to an unranked team, that'll pretty much pull you out. They did take a win against number 17 Purdue 2 days ago. Lost to Kansas yesterday, but that's the number 15 team, so they can still stay in with this. For Bowling Green, it's a chance to do something that they haven't done since 2013. And that is to beat a ranked opponent. Back to serve, Mendez. No setter on the floor for the Yellow Jackets right now. Mendez gets an ace. Avery Hobson stepping away. 9-4. Georgia Tech leads Bowling Green by 5. Falcons lost 15-9 in the 5th set yesterday against Purdue. Mendez to Hernandez. Otten will back set on the slide. Andrews got it. Off the block, down to the net, falls on the floor. Andrews goes cross-court attack on the slide and goes off the hands. Timeout, Alex Del Piombo. She'll take another break for her ladies. 6-point deficit for Bowling Green late. We're getting late in the 5th set. Larissa Mendez, 13 kills. Bianca Garibaldi, 9. Annika Groom, 6. 4 for Liv Mogridge, Ital Apoyo, and Anna Fyodorovitz. 48 total kills for Georgia Tech to 55 for Bowling Green. But the Falcons have 8 more errors and a much lower hitting percentage now as Georgia Tech comes storming back. Bowling Green's blocking still been solid, but not present in the current set. No blocks for either side, so free swings, and it's been the advantage to Georgia Tech. 3 for 5 on their swings. Bowling Green is 4 for 9 and 4 errors, so they pretty much broke even on their attacking attempts, strictly relying on Georgia Tech mistakes, essentially. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech has earned 3 of their own points, benefited with 4 off of attacking errors for Bowling Green. That's 7 of their 10 right there. And also with 2 aces, the ball handling error. That's how Georgia Tech got to 10. Bowling Green has scored all 4 of their points off of their own kills, however. A couple from Lauren Hovey, 1 from Avery Hobson, another from Jessica Andrews. The serve is Mendez. Hernandez to Otten. Otten left side. Buttlemeyer dumped back over. Ricocheted a couple of times by Georgia Tech. Buttlemeyer will get another swing. Off the block. Won't fall down. Garibaldi with a good play. Ital Lamboyo pulled up by Hobson. Hovey off the defense, out of play. Buttlemeyer with some good swings there. Ends up prompting the point as she took 2 swings and the blockers had to reverse field completely for Hovey's attack on the right side. It's the deadliness of this team. When you get Lauren Hovey any space at all, she'll nail it. 5-point deficit for Bowling Green. Georgia Tech 5 points away from taking a win against the Falcons. And there's Garibaldi knocking it off of Hobson's forearms and down. Fedorovich serves. Anders peels it up. On to the left side. Hobson went off the block. And long out of play. I don't know what's happening. And we're going to get a challenge from Georgia Tech. It's going to be a challenge on the touch from Bowling Green. The attack was sent long. It was Avery Hobson that ripped it. Challenge is that it did not hit a Georgia Tech finger. 11-6 as it stands right now, with Bowling Green winning the point. Still trailing by 5. It's a big one to overturn as well. 12-5 if this is overturned. And Georgia Tech with all but right there. Bowling Green had a very strong first 2 sets and then fell a little bit flat, and Georgia Tech took advantage in the back 2. 25-19, 25-22, the first 2 sets won by Bowling Green. 25-22, 25-17, the third and the fourth set, both won by Georgia Tech. And the Yellow Jackets, taking that momentum from those 2 set wins, have a 5-point lead here in the 15-point fifth set. They're only 4 points away, so this challenge does mean a lot for Bowling Green. Can make it 3 points away if it's overturned. If it stays with the Falcons, it's still a 4-point gap between Georgia Tech and a victory. Alex Del Piombo done coaching up her players on this challenge, letting the players talk this out, relax themselves, get a breather. Del Piombo still looking to watch her first win in person as head coach of the Bowling Green volleyball team. Was not present for Temple or St. Mary's wins in North Dakota. Is present for her first series this week with her new baby Elias, who is in the stands. Well, taking a long time to look at it is the official, which honestly I understand and I respect given how much this call means to the Falcons especially. 22 kills now for Lauren Hovey. 30 yesterday, 22 today. A 52 and a 2-game span is unbelievable for her. A 304 hitting percentage. She's climbing in that category as well. Her first 3 games not the best, now up to 273 with her 85 kills. That leads the team by over 40 as the number 1 attacker. Avery Hobson, 43 coming into today. Helen Wilford with 28. Edita Vaswalczyk with 25. And Kendall Williams with 20. Williams and Vaswalczyk have not played today. And the ball is just long, not off the block. So Georgia Tech gets a break. The Falcons do not and have to battle back down 6. Down 7, I should say. Actually, 12-5. Fedorovich serves from the left side of the court. Hovey, Anders, and Hernandez the back row. Fedorovich a little bit too eager, served prior to the official giving her the wave. Now the official gives her the wave. Fedorovich serves again. Targets Anders, gave it away on that last serve. Bump set Hernandez to Hobson. Hobson off of Garibaldi backside. Garibaldi with a rip now on the third touch. On back to Hobson. Hobson kept up. Off the block, Otten. Hobson again. Third rip of the point. Doesn't get a kill. Groom kept up. And no, it's not. Hovey and Otten diving away. Collide with each other. 13-5, Georgia Tech leads. They need a rally here now. And a big one. Trailing 8. Georgia Tech 2 points away from saving a victory. Jessica Andrews with a rip is kept up. Garibaldi dug out by Hovey. Free play for Bowling Green. Hernandez to Hobson. Left side. Gets a kill. Avery Hobson finds that back row. First of many that are needed. Anastasia Bozic steps in for Jessica Andrews. Helen Wilford steps in for Sydney Hernandez. Bozic backs to serve. Has served a couple of times for the Falcons. The freshman from Pančevo, Serbia. No aces, 1 error. Gonna play the Back row, maybe some left side as well. Suarez sets it back. Groom goes off of the pin. Bowling Green takes another point. Now trailing 6. Bozic with a good bump there. Waits for the ball. Doesn't see a lot of playing time for Bowling Green. Only 4 sets played coming into today. We'll only have 5 after today. 0 for 4 on her swings. No aces, 1 error. Knuckles it in. Suarez to the middle. Garibaldi is blocked. Now Groom with another swing. Dug out by Bozic back row. Hobson with a spinning attack. Drops it in. Adria Hobson gets her second in the last 3. And a 5-point deficit for Bowling Green now. Timeout called by Michelle Collier. 13-8, Georgia Tech on top of Bowling Green in the 15-point 5th set. Bowling Green's got 3 points in a row. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
WBGU 88.1 FM, the home of live Falcon volleyball coverage.
Good timeout called by Georgia Tech to slow down the driving Falcons. 3-0 scoring run for the Falcons on the Anastasia Bozic serve coming into the match for the first time today. That's only the 10th player Bowling Green's used to 14 for Georgia Tech. But Bowling Green trails 5 now, 13-8 to Georgia Tech in the 5th set. That's only going to go to 15. Tech knocking on the door. Bowling Green looking to shut it. They need what's essentially 5 in a row. Bozic serves again, nice and strong, knuckles it in. Suarez to the middle. Garibaldi shoots it long. Wilford pulled her hands down last second as Garibaldi looks to go off the block. Bowling Green 4 in a row now. Bozic serving from the left side of the court in front of her Falcon bench. Dug out again. Keeps serving the same spot. Groom kept up by Hobson. Diving play. Anders back over the net. Suarez reverses field. Back to Groom. It's long, but off of the Falcon hand. Match point Bowling Green, and that's a smart challenge by Alex Del Piombo to say that it didn't hit a hand. This could be the game right here. And even if you think it didn't hit a Bowling Green hand, it might be worth the challenge. You got it. You might as well use it. 14-9. Marissa Mendez, Bianca Garibaldi. Garibaldi's got a couple more swings now, hasn't landed any. Mendez has been pretty absent the last couple of points. Bowling Green driving. At one point in the negative hitting percentage, now at 105. 7 kills now. Hovey's got 1 in there. Hobson's got 2. Anders has got a good stuff block. Bozic still on the floor for Bowling Green. It's Hovey, Bozic, and Hobson, the pin attackers. Wilford can also attack. Otten the setter, and Avery Anders playing the back row as the libero. Jessica Anders, the senior middle blocker, not in the game for Bowling Green, has offensive presence, but coming off of a very taxing 2025 World Championship run with Team Canada and Thailand. Don't know whether or not she's physically well enough to play, especially with the health of her body. You don't want to waste her before you get to MAC play, so limiting might be the smart decision there for Bowling Green, although that is 7 kills out of your 58 that you're missing out on from Andrews today. 7 kills and 6 blocks. The number 1 blocker in the match. Taking a while to look at it. The challenge is that it didn't hit one of the Bowling Green fingers on the way out, and it just went long. And a worth it challenge by Del Piombo. It's been a long 5th set. 14-9 as it stands right now, with Georgia Tech taking that point. Can reverse to 13-10, which would be much more manageable for Bowling Green. The official has the call, now at the mic. And it's match point anyway. A worth it challenge. Hernandez will go in for Bozic. And Andrews will go in for Bozic. Hernandez will go in for Wilford, it looks like. Oh, I apologize. Andrews was just going in to get Hernandez in the game. Hernandez, Andrews, and Hobson on the back row with Hovey. Rotation for Bowling Green. They've utilized a lot today. 14-9. Georgia Tech with the match 1 point away from their grasp. Overpass. Otten with a block. Sets it up. Annika Groom gets blocked by Bowling Green. Georgia Tech has to dump it over. Hovey to Otten. Otten from the 3-meter line to Hobson. Hobson gets blocked. Georgia Tech, a 3-set comeback to beat the Falcons. 15-9, the final score of the 5th set. Bowling Green wins the first 2, and Georgia Tech sweeps the back 3. We'll take a step back, bring you back here for postgame here in the Holloway Gymnasium. You're listening to Bowling Green Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media takes pictures for nearly all BGSU and Bowling Green related events throughout the year. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to check out thousands of photos and all the content.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
For the second straight year, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS to broadcast Falcon men's and women's soccer matches. Tune into WBGU PBS YouTube's live streams to hear Lucas Kleinmeyer, Henry Costco, and other Falcon Media Sports Network talent on the call.
Falcon Volleyball travels to the Windy City to battle Indiana in the Loyola Invitational on Thursday, September 11th. Tune into Falcon Media Sports Network's Andrew Smith at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM. On Thursday, August 29th, BGSU football faced Lafayette at Doyle L. Perry Stadium and started off with a 26-7 victory. Special teams shined with junior kicker Jackson Cleather earning MAC Special Teams Player of the Week as he made all 4 field goals and contributed 14 of the 26 points for the Falcons. The longest kick was a 56-yarder that is tied for second longest in school history and is the longest since 1995. Cleather made his comeback after he played just 6 games last year before suffering a season-ending injury. His kick was also the second longest of Week 1 of the college football season. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
This is BGSU volleyball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM from the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Back here in Holloway Gymnasium in West Lafayette, Indiana. Final score 3-2, Georgia Tech over Bowling Green. Now joined by assistant coach Chelsea Carter. Chelsea, any opening thoughts about today's reverse sweep for Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I think we came out really hot and heavy, and then we had Jess Andrews back in the lineup. She looked really good, and I think we pushed from the beginning, and then Georgia Tech kind of pushed back. And I think considering this is preseason and we're going to 5 with ranked teams is a good place to be. There's only up.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed like different than yesterday. Yesterday, I felt like got better throughout the match. Today, those first 2 sets were banger, as you said, and then kind of fell off toward the back 3. What did you feel there? Like, what did you feel changed between those first 2 sets and those back 3 sets that gave Georgia Tech the edge?
We came in fired up, and we are talking about little things and out-teaming teams, and I think we did that the first 2 sets, and I think it kind of felt a little easy for us. A little complacency set in, and then they gave us a big push, and we kind of couldn't get composure, and then we're still dealing with some immaturity things, and I think we're going to go and practice it, but I think them getting this experience early in preseason is only going to help us in MAC.
Certainly. It seemed also like 2 days in a row, number 17 Purdue, the number 23 Georgia Tech, the blocking seemed on point, especially with Jessica Andrews back in the lineup, who was the leading blocker for the entire match. Just how did you feel about that, especially with Kendall Williams, the freshman, not being in the lineup today as well?
It definitely helped our backcourt defense as well and helped us keep the serve for a long time, which is the name of the game. We had to serve tough, get them out of system, and then we got some blocks that helped us out. I think Amanda had some crucial blocks and some crucial moments. Ava had a really big block on their go-to number 11 in the 4th set. I think it was the 4th set, and it's just a big momentum changer. Not being able to score and getting slowdowns and getting blocks is a big way to affect the game.
Yeah, Lauren Hovey, 22 kills, Avery Hobson, 17, her best game of the season so far. Seems like she's going line a little bit more instead of trying to cross-score all the time. Just what do you see from Avery and how she's progressed throughout the season?
I think Avery has another level. I think that's someone that we're trying to kind of push into another level. She's still kind of up and down a little bit, and I think consistently, she can consistently have probably 3 or 4 more kills throughout this whole game, but it's about the little things and what she does, because I think she went into another gear today, but she's got a lot more to go.
Not too many inclusions in the lineup today as well. It felt like whoever played in the first set kind of played the rest of the time. Anastasia we saw toward the end as well. Is that kind of lineup we're going to see moving forward against a number 23 team in the nation? Can we expect this lineup for the rest of the year, or is it going to continue to change?
I hope that it's a dogfight every single week, and we have to bunker down and figure out a lineup because they want it so bad. But I definitely think that people stepped up today, like Avery Anders. She stepped up. She started from the beginning, and she was consistent all the way through. And something that we talk about is in the NUG position, which is Libero DS, what's your role? And it's about being cool, calm, collected with some conviction. You got to make everyone else around you better, and she did her job today. Sydney Hernandez did her job today. Got some digs, got us in system when they could, good out of system sets. So I think the NUG positions is still going to be a dogfight, but hopefully those two can stay consistent.
Coach, next week in Chicago, we say good, little bit easier, I should say, but I say good luck to you next week.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Hi,
Ziggy. We will complete our stat read actually right now as we're kind of running out of time before we get to our next broadcast, which will be on WBGU 88.1 FM. Another show going on after us. Don't want to run too long. Lauren Hovey finished with 22 kills on 46 total attempts, a .304 hitting percentage, 8 digs, just narrowly avoided that double-double, but also got 3 aces, 3 blocks, and 2 assists, filling the stat sheet like always. Lauren Hovey. Avery Hobson, the best match of her season, 17 kills, 46 assists, a .152 hitting percentage, 10 digs for a double-double, the only double-double on the Falcons. Amanda Otten missed it by 1 dig, and she also had 45 assists. Amanda Otten did with her 3 total blocks and 2 kills. Helen Wilford, the other middle blocker for Bowling Green, along with Jessica Andrews, went 1 for 9 with 3 attacking errors. Not her best game offensively, did have 4 blocks as well, but Jess Andrews in her first game back with Bowling Green, 7 kills, 18 total attempts, a .333 hitting percentage, and 6 total blocks, which led the entire match. Georgia Tech ended up failing to best the Falcons in both the kills and the blocks category, led in total digs, aces, hitting percentage, and pretty much all other categories, including the side-out percentage, especially in those back 3 sets that vaulted them over the Bowling Green State University Falcons. Bowling Green was chasing their first ranked win since 2013, and they came pretty close to doing it against both Purdue and against Georgia Tech, both 5-set matches. You battled till the very end against top 25 opponents this season. That's a very good feat for a Bowling Green team that's still trying to figure out some things before they get into MAC play. Today would have been Alex Del Piombo's first win as head coach on the bench. Watching it in person would have been their first ranked win over an opponent since 2013, in August 2013 against BYU. First Power 5 win since 2023, and last Power 5 sweep was a possibility at one point, but that would have been since 2021. So barely missed on a couple of really nice achievements there, did the Bowling Green Falcons, but they will head into next week even stronger, as they always do. They do have a little bit of an easier schedule in Chicago, the Loyola of Chicago Invitational. They play Indiana, who's a Power 5 team, but unranked, so a little bit easier Power 4 opponent for Bowling Green. Stephen F. Austin they also play on the Friday, and then Loyola Chicago they play on the Saturday. Indiana at Thursday at 4, and Stephen F. Austin and Loyola Chicago both at 3 p.m. on Friday and Saturday respectively. Andrew Smith, our other co-beat for Bowling Green Volleyball, will be in Chicago to broadcast those games on WBGU 88.1 FM 15 minutes prior to game time, so make sure you tune into WBGU 88.1 FM to listen to those matches. Final score on the weekend, Bowling Green goes 0-3, but some very good matches against number 15 Kansas, number 17 Purdue, and number 23 Georgia Tech. Some very nice things to see out of Bowling Green and to watch them take it into the rest of the season, now down to a 2-4 record, I believe, on the season. Special thank you to the board operators back in the WBGU studios who've had a little bit of a stressful time with the shows that are coming on after us. We thank all those shows for dealing with us. Sometimes we take their time slots, and we thank all those shows. I thank the board operators. I thank Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavlitz, our directors of the Falcon Media Sports Network, for allowing us to broadcast here in the Holloway Gymnasium and anywhere that Bowling Green Volleyball plays, as well as Carl Smith, our faculty advisor, that makes both Lucas, Tyler, and all of our jobs possible. Special thank you to Bowling Green Volleyball for allowing us to travel as well and take up some of their bus space, some of their plane space, and all of the above. Make sure to follow Bowling Green Volleyball on all social media outlets, as well as BG Falcon Media on Facebook and Instagram, BG_FMSN on Twitter, and go to BGFalconMedia.com for all BGSU sports news and updates, including previews and recaps of all Bowling Green Volleyball matches. We'll say so long, and we'll talk to you next time on WBGU 88.1 FM. You are listening to Bowling Green Volleyball.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow